Hello. And welcome back to Ace Attorney. How are you guys today? This one. December 27th, 2:11 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. Olive oil and garlic pasta with added chicken. So it was like 90% olive oil and pasta. And then you also threw chicken in. By which I mean it was 90% olive oil and garlic, and then you threw in 9% pasta and 1% chicken. Macca's before collab in an hour. They didn't deliver either of the burgers? What the fuck? What did they deliver? Here's your singular Coke. Just the fries and the... How do you fuck it up that bad? Jeez. Yeah. Did you order something else or what? I don't know. I feel like you should get a... Even if you got some of the food, I feel like you should have gotten a full refund, honestly. Well, sorry. Nice. I don't trust ordering food from DoorDash and stuff like that. I feel like they always fuck something up. What was Mr. Edgeworth talking about? A memory of a crime that I committed. A memory of murder. Alright, so hunts all his food himself? Exactly. I bring murder. You just... do you really think that Mr. Edgeworth killed? I don't believe it. Not Edgeworth. I'm like a cat that like kills rats and then you open the door to let me in and I drop it on the floor. And every now and then it's like that one where like the cat dropped the rat and then the rat was alive. And just like took off. Some painful memory has been troubling him recently, but he'd never take someone's life, never. Nick. Yo, how's everyone doing? What do you think of my performance today? I had him swooning in the aisles, huh, Maya? Swooning? Me? Oh yes, I do remember feeling faint. Right on. Tell me the truth, it was like love at first sight, right? Right, Nick? Huh? Me? Maybe my heart skipped a beat or two. You can do better than that. Come on, I saved Edgeworth in there, dude. Edgy. You guys should be bowing before me. Yeah, bow before your hero. I'm not gonna do any of that, actually, sir. Give him the badge, yeah. Present the badge. I was hot out there, hot. I'm glad somebody's happy about how this case is going. Seems too happy to care about anything I show him. I feel like now we just have to start giving the badge to everybody. Larry, you really helped out in the trial today. You did. If you weren't there, Larry, I'm sure Mr. Edgeworth would have been found guilty. Shut up, Larry. But seriously, Nick, that boat shop caretaker guy is pretty suspicious, but Edgy ain't off the hook yet. Way to spoil the mood, Larry. Hey, I'm just a guy sitting in the audience, you know? From where I'm sitting, Edgy seemed pretty edgy. I mean, can you really know he's telling the truth about that night? Nick? I don't know, but what I do know is I'm going to believe in you two until the end. Us two? Edgeworth and... Who else? You mean me, right? Nah, he means me, right, Nick? Yeah, you, Larry. Not me. But why you, Larry? Huh? Actually, yeah, why me? Enough of the silent treatment. Nick, why do you trust Edgeworth so much? I mean, he's changed recently, true. When we first met him, he was kind of a jerk, don't you think? You didn't know him back then. Back when he wanted to become a defense attorney. Wait, was that when you two were classmates? Yeah. And they were classmates. Yeah, since grade school. They saved me. Miles and Larry. They saved me and I'll never forget it. Remember so many goobers, it could be a can of peanuts. So true. I'm not sure which one is more goober than the other. That's why I became a defense attorney, you know? What? Hey, Larry, what's he talking about? Huh? Sorry, I kind of forgot. Okay, Nick, out with it. I'm gonna hear the story and that's final. Okay. Kind of a long story, so hang in there. It was the very end of 3rd grade. I was on trial. A class trial. Cuts to fucking Phoenix on a crucifix. Some kid with a bowl cut has like a paper mache. No, he has like the thing where you like make the paper claws, and he's like poking Phoenix with it, just hard enough for it to be annoying. No, stop anything but that. A class trial. The class trial. You remember Larry, spring into 3rd grade? Kid in our class got his lunch money stolen. Interesting that I mean, I guess I'm not surprised because they've done certain, like they've definitely made references as if this were in America. So I guess them saying that spring is the end of 3rd grade isn't that surprising. Kid in our class got his lunch money stolen. Lunch money? Our school was really small. Every month, kids would bring in an envelope with money for lunch from home. Huh, I see. Anyway, this kid's envelope disappeared with $38, so this kind of reminds me... I mean, actually, I feel like there's a lot of manga that start off with a similar setup, but I've been reading a manga for a while called Tomodachi Game. And it starts with the field trip money getting stolen, and then it becomes a one of those killing game Danganronpa type deals. Yeah, now that you mention it, I do remember that. Let's see why you'd forget, though. You were out of school that day. How suspicious. Larry stole it. That would be that'd be kind of crazy, actually, if, like, there was just, like, this whole section of the game was dedicated to, like, you have to go back in time and solve the case in the past. That'd actually kind of be cool. Anyway, the envelope had been stolen during PE class. I was coming down with a cold, so I'd skipped PE that day. I was the only one not in class. So, this is typical... This is typical, like, shit. I feel like tons of slice of lives have that, especially the darker ones. Always have that, like, something got stolen and the one person who was sick or gone for like 5 seconds, everyone just immediately jumps them. Yeah, the kids in class said I should be put on trial. Trial? So the next day we held a classroom trial with me as the defendant. I feel like it doesn't help that Japan is extra strict about, like, if you stand out at all, you're weird and you should stop standing out. You need to blend in as much as possible. I didn't do it. Guilty, he did it. Give the money back. You're such a meanie. No one play with him. Just admit you did it. You can't hide the truth. Tell us the truth. We're not gonna play with you anymore. Yeah, no borrowing my eraser. You shouldn't be allowed in the relay race. We're on the library committee. Give me back my 50 cents I loaned you. Hey, did you rob that bank the other day? Now, Phoenix, you know you shouldn't steal people's money. It's not right. Then even the teacher thought I'd done it. Go over and apologize, Phoenix. I didn't know what was happening. I was so sad I couldn't stop crying. Everyone was staring at me like I'd done it. I tried to apologize. I went to where the boy whose money had been stolen was sitting. That's when it happened. Shouldn't have to apologize. I assume this is Little Edgeworth. Can't wait for Kid Miles to show up with his smuggler earring. Well, here you go. The only thing that belongs in a trial is evidence. Anything else has no place. You should all be ashamed, amateurs. Miles? It wasn't you who stole my money, was it? No. Then you shouldn't apologize. Everyone's been shouting you did it, but no one has any proof. That is why, Your Honor, this boy is innocent. He couldn't have done it because he threw up in the corner when the crime happened. But Miles, it was your money that was stolen. We don't need proof. Make him say he's sorry. Oh, is that Larry? Why don't you all just shut up? This is always how it goes. Everybody ganging up and picking on one person. Just think how he feels. He said he didn't do it, so he didn't do it. Honestly, this kind of makes sense as like... This feels like... I feel like any kid who's gone through this would... Anyone who's gone through this kind of thing would consider it like one of the most traumatic moments in their life. But I can kind of see why this made Phoenix become a defense attorney. Like, being like... How long ago did they say it was? I actually don't remember. Anyway, being a kid and like having to stand in the middle of the class while everyone points at you and tells you... Oh yeah, wait, that's a good point. Did he come in after PE? Oh, third grade, yeah. Because, like, they said something about Larry not being there, but, like, the story, before the story even got told, he was like, oh yeah, Larry and Edgeworth did this thing. I don't know, maybe it's one of those, like, he showed up halfway through the class. Very well, I will place the money myself. This class trial is over. What kind of sadistic, fucked up teacher holds a class trial, actually? I hope that bitch got fired. That's how it happened. After that, the three of us were the best of friends. Yeah, wait, I'm confused about the Larry thing, too. It feels like an oversight, unless I just missed something, but I don't feel like I did. Because Phoenix also specifically said, oh yeah, I guess you wouldn't remember because you weren't there that day. Guess it doesn't really matter that much, but it does seem like a weird thing to not catch. Oh, it was the next day. Maybe? Like, why would they wait till the next day? That, I don't know. The fact that they had a class trial is already weird. And fucked up. Does the trial happen another day? But like, why wouldn't it happen? That's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't they just do it that... Like, why would you wait till the next day to do it? Yeah, I had no idea. I mean, I forgot. So it's when I learned what it meant to be alone. Totally alone without a friend in the world. You did a good thing, Larry. Yeah, well, I was just lucky that I took the day off from school. Okay, so that means they did do it on a different day. That's weird. Why would they hold the trial like the next day? I'm actually more confused about that than if they forgot that Larry was supposed to miss a day. Why would you... Did I miss the big reveal? What? Maybe. It depends on which reveal you mean. His penis? Yes. Also, hey Joe. Why would you like have a whole thing about it the day after? Like, the kid would notice that his lunch money got stolen the day of, right? I don't know. That's weird. Anyway. This feels like one of those... It's kind of the Phoenix Wright equivalent of thinking of telling Phoenix something. Oh, he hasn't told us. Oh, wait. Well, I mean, he kind of told us, but... I mean, we can already assume what he means, that he... But he hasn't explicitly told us anything now. I feel like this is kind of like... It's kind of like when people, like, have a conflict in Yu-Gi-Oh! And they're like, alright, let's duel. Even though, like, there's no reason to duel over it, but it's Yu-Gi-Oh! So they duel. It kind of feels like one of those things where it's like, in the Phoenix Wright world, things revolve around lawyer stuff more than they would actually, I guess. That's kind of what it comes across as. Which I'm willing to let that go in that case. If I'd been there that day, they would have thought I'd done it. So, took it kind of personally, see? Something smells is usually the butts. So true. Pokemon and all, exactly, yeah. Same deal. I wish I could solve things in real life with like a card game. Pull up my dual disc. Me and an old lady on Black Friday fighting over the last box of chicken tendies cereal made with real chicken tendies. And we just duel it out. Oh yeah. No, you haven't missed anything yet. Not really. Except for Phoenix's tragic backstory. Anyway, Edgeworth and I talked at the class trial. That's when I heard his father was a defense attorney. I remember his eyes would shine when he talked about his father. I'm gonna become a defense attorney just like my father, a famous defense attorney. Then a few months later, he suddenly transferred to another school. The DL6 incident. Right. I'm not sure, but the transfer probably had to do with his father's death. It's so sad. Several years later, when I heard Edgeworth's name again, there was an article about him. I've actually thought about, like, what it would be like if you ran a D&D campaign, but it was like, it's not in like a D&D world. And like, D&D, the D&D part is like a game. And it's kind of like the Yu-Gi-Oh! It kind of works like Yu-Gi-Oh! Rules, where like the world really weirdly revolves around this game. And so it's like a modern world. But then when you want to like solve things, it's like, all right, let's battle. And then you go into like cyberspace and you become your like D&D character and fight. Or something like that. I don't know. Headline was something like Dark Suspicions of a Demon Attorney. Okay. Fabricating evidence, manipulating testimonies, covering up facts. The article said he'd do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything. But why? What happened? I mean, that's not the Edgy I used to know at all. That's what I thought too. Tried to get in touch with him. I don't know how many times. He never replied. I guess he didn't want to see his old friends. Couldn't just drop it though. I wanted to meet him, to learn why he'd become who he became. That's when I decided. Wait, you don't mean... That's why? That's why you became a defense attorney? To meet Edgeworth? If I was a defense attorney, I knew he'd have to meet me whether he wanted to or not. There's literally... I'm the only defense attorney in town. Apparently. Well, no, there's like one other we know of. Grossberg. In court. Edgeworth believed in me, and I believe in him. He's in pain, and no one's on his side. I'm the only one who knows the real Edgeworth. I'm the only one who can help him. Nick, so is that why you helped me out for free? Yes. I helped you because I believed in you. Except I don't remember saying I'd do it for free. Oh, Nick. We have to save Mr. Edgeworth if it's the last thing we do, okay? Right. Very well may be. First there's that rental boat shop caretaker. We need to find out who or what he is. I'd settle for who. Guess I can clean out some of this evidence I no longer need. Alright, let's go. See you, Larry. Hey, pal. Long time no see. Oh, Detective Gumshoe. Close one today, hey? Got so worked up I snapped my tie in half. Sorry about that. No problem, pal. Thanks to you, we now know who really did it. You mean the boat shop caretaker? Look, I'll make you a promise. I'll have that scoundrel in my custody by trial time tomorrow, come what may. Gumshoe's great. The only thing not great about him is that he, during the earlier parts, he was just actively, like, in our way for no reason, but he's a lovable idiot, so I'd give him a pass. It's my duty to you as a police officer. Now I'm off to catch me a criminal. Detective Gumshoe sure is active today. Oh, one other thing. Alright, I'm leaving. Wait, actually, before I leave. No one can go into the woods today. The woods? Where Lotta was camping? The woods are off limits to camping, and apparently the park ranger found out. He got pretty mad. No one can go in for a while. I love when the trial gets extended and they're like, by the way, you can't go back to these areas anymore. Because it just like, it makes it so much easier. I don't have to retread the same areas 40 times. I guess Lotta's in a lot of trouble. Ba-doom-tsh. Anyway, I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Move. Huh? The steel eyesore is missing. Eyesore? Looks like the hot dog stand is closing too. Guess Larry's too busy worrying about Mr. Edgeworth to show up for work. Fair. Oh, caretaker got away. Yep. I never imagined he might be the real murderer. I know that clearing of the throat anywhere. Hello. What might you be doing here? Out for a walk, the days of my youth, like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. Mr. Grossberg, this is no time for idle reminiscing. Mr. Edgeworth's trial ends tomorrow. Yeah, that is true, yes. But from what I saw of today's trial, Edgeworth should be fine, right? I'm not so sure about that. Oh, what do you mean by that? I'm not sure. If you find anything out, come by my office at once. I may be able to offer you some assistance. Thanks. Bye. What do you think Mr. Grossberg was doing here anyway? Who knows? Let's go inside. Is Polly here? Polly is here. I guess they just left the bird. Nobody's home. Hello. Hello. Squawk. Hey, it's Polly. I wonder where your owner's gone, Polly. Hello, hello. Squawk. Can't believe he'd run off and leave his poor parrot to fend for herself. Hello, hello. Jafar. Open that safe. Polly here knows the number for the safe, right? Yeah, that's right. Polly, what's the number to the safe? 1228, squawk. Touch nothing but the lamp. Your eternal reward. Never had a friend like me. Bow. Let's open it, Nick. Come on. I'm sure there isn't any money in here. Keeps it locked, right? There must be something of value in there. I'm not so sure. Okay, Nick, let's see what's in there. Prince Ali, fabulous, he, Alibaba. It's definitely the Disney movie I've seen the most. Guess there might be a clue or two. I remember seeing a clip from a live action a performance of Aladdin in the scene where, like, you know, where Aladdin jumps off and he like gets caught by the carpet and Jasmine's like, Ali, and she like dashes forward to grab him. They do in the play live action whatever thing. She like tripped and like her head went through a prop, and I felt so bad for her. Can we find out that Aito is like 80% of the sales of the live action version? Yes, it was all me. I still need to watch that one like Pokemon musical that did really terribly, but I keep forgetting to get around to it. The only thing in here is a letter. Apparently it's very bad. And very awkward because they try to interact with the audience and like the kids are just totally not into it. Once saw Finding Nemo on ice, and during the swim through the volcano bit, one of the skaters fell over. That's literally all I remember about that performance. It's kind of sad almost that like that a lot of times the thing you remember the most is like the fuck ups. Granted, I think that also probably is just typically the case because it was boring. Oh, boring. I hate Finding Nemo on ice. This game does take place in 2016, so Maya could have reasonably seen Finding Nemo on ice. Add that to the canon. There's no name or signature on this thing. It's handwritten in very precise, clear letters. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Edgeworth? Nick, why would Mr. Edgeworth's name be on there? How should I know? I'm gonna read the whole thing. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. It also says, this is your last chance. Now is the time to get revenge on the 2 men who ruined your life. The rest of the letter goes on to describe Finding Nemo on ice in detail. And the murder. But there's like only a little bit at the end about that. How to kill Robert Hammond and frame Edgeworth, calling Edgeworth out to the lake, getting on the boat, firing twice. This is exactly what I figured out today in court. It's all here in perfect detail. Live actions. Just finished the One Piece live action with my brother. Thought it was pretty good, but been exhausted today from not getting enough sleep. Fair. Yeah, I talked about it a little. I think it's fine. It's very different. It's very westernized. But for what it is the best that we have ever gotten of this type of like westernized live action thingy by far. It got greenlit. It did get greenlit. I saw that. I'm curious how far in they'll get, because I'm watching it with my mom, and she brought it up actually because she saw a thing. It's doing so well that non-weebs and non-otakus are hearing about it, and she brought it up. She was like, she literally said, I bet Aito will have an opinion on this. Yeah. So I'm watching with my mom. We've only seen 2 episodes. We're gonna try to get my dad to watch it. An interesting thing about the live action is that like in the manga and in the anime a bit too, the characters have a very like similar skin tones, but like they went out of their way to like make the characters the skin tones that like they would actually be in real life. And like, so it's kind of one of those things where it's like I never really think about it, but like technically that is an aspect of the live action that it does better than other versions of One Piece. But that's just a thing I'm used to in anime. They're not very good at portraying people that aren't white, Asian, or somewhere in between. Typically. What do you think it means, Nick? I don't know, but it looks like these are instructions for that caretaker. I will say, I think the only reason, I imagine a big part of the reason why it's any good at all is because Oda was there and he had input. I mean, I don't know. I imagine that that the dude who plays Luffy is of the nationality that Oda has imagined Luffy to be. So I don't know. If anything, I think it's more surprising that Luffy's actor has an accent, because since it's aimed at a Western audience, I just kind of assumed that the main character would have like they just wouldn't have an accent. It feels like kind of a risk, if anything. More of a risk to have your main character have like a very noticeable accent that isn't, you know, somewhere in like America, Canada, or UK. When he killed Robert Hammond and called to Edgeworth, he was following instructions. But who could have written that letter? And what does it mean to get revenge on Miles Edgeworth? Look, I don't know, okay. But one thing's for certain. This letter is an amazing clue. Letter from the safe. My biggest thing against the live action was that because Oda's actually actively giving input, then it comes off across to me like, okay, so that's time he's not putting into the manga. Then, maybe I should take care of Polly, Nick. Probably should just kidnap her. The police know about her anyway. Sure, they'll do something. Well, okay. Sorry, Polly. He says I can't take you. Great, now the bird's gonna hate me. Hey, Nick, don't people usually put pictures of fish up on the wall to boast about them? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, pictures of the fish they caught, right? Yeah, but don't all the fish on the wall here look really puny to you? But you know what they say. You should have seen the one that got away. Except the one that got away from us was the caretaker, and we did see him. Why do I feel like we're having two different conversations here? Yeah. I mentioned it on a different... I think it was on one of the Phoenix Wright streams. But my opinion is basically it is fine and it is entertaining as like a different take on One Piece, but I don't approve of using it as like a replacement for actual One Piece. Doesn't look like he uses kitchen much. You're right. I guess the whole pasta restaurant thing was a lie. What, you thought he was telling the truth? I wouldn't be surprised if the old man genuinely has hit memory problems. But we'll see. Everything's cold. Looks like he didn't turn his heater on because he hasn't been back here since the trial. Food's gonna go bad. Ah! What's wrong? Huh? Oh, never mind. What? Tell me. Just when I saw the TV, I remembered they're showing a Pink Princess special this week. Oh, see? That's why I didn't want to tell you. Oh. Oh wait, Grossberg told us to... Sorry, wrong way. Come to him if we found anything. I almost forgot. We start talking about One Piece. Lumpy? Wait. I think it only lets you go to up to 4 places at a time. Probably because it was originally a Game Boy Advance game. December 27th, Grossberg Law Offices. He's out again. Bitch, he told me to come back here. Alright, fine, I'll go to someone else. Detention center, maybe? How you doing, Edgeworth? Luke is grim as always. Mr. Edgeworth, I heard the story about the class trial. Class trial? What do you mean? You don't remember? No, I don't. Your lunch money was stolen, wasn't it, in 3rd grade? Lunch money? Oh, right. Yes, I seem to remember something like that. Nick, I think you're the only one who really remembers. Well, it probably only really mattered to me anyway. Mr. Edgeworth, didn't you know? That trial was the reason Nick became a defense attorney. Ridiculous. Gee, thanks. That said, it does sound like the kind of thing you do. You haven't changed a bit, have you, Wright? So simple, to a fault even. I don't remember anything about that. Opens diary. Dear diary. Nick remembered the 3rd grade trial. OMG, he's so cute. Teehee. Well, maybe, yeah, but I think you changed too much, Edgeworth. Edgeworth, the Discord DMs. They've been leaked! Hey, Edgeworth, why did you become a prosecutor anyway? You used to look up to your dad. You said you wanted to be a defense attorney, right? I was never one for shipping because I wasn't into yaoi as a kid, but even I thought that Phoenix Edgeworth was legit. Yeah. Absolutely, dude. You can't convince me otherwise. We're gonna. I'm curious to see how much Edgeworth shows up in the later games, because if he's like a recurring character going forward, then it's only gonna make it like that much more of a thing. He has to be, right? Like, he's like the character I hear about from this series constantly. Except when that clown character was on the internet everywhere for like a week. And Clissy blew up. But other than that, it's always Edgeworth that everyone talks about. So I feel like he's got to be in like, he has his own game called like Ace Attorney Investigations, Edgeworth, whatever. I don't remember the name of it. Anyway, no, like there's certain I'm all for death of the author. If I read a book and I'm like, this character is gay, and the author comes up to me and he's like, that is not only did I not write this character to be gay, I imagined them to be the straightest character in the entire story, I would look at the author and I would say, you're incorrect and you don't know anything about your own story. This guy's gay. Sorry. You're wrong, author. Anyway. So like, as far as I'm concerned, Edgeworth and Phoenix is canon because by virtue of everyone believing it to be true, it is now true. Also, Maya's 17, so Phoenix can't. So anyone who ships Phoenix with Maya is wrong. She's a little child. Granted, that's another can of worms I'm not getting into. Although it does kind of... I don't know. I don't think Phoenix ever actually gets with anyone, to be fair. Canonically. Whatever that means. Can't base your entire life around your interactions with another person, have it not come off as romantic. I agree. There's a song I like by Harvey Danger called "The Same as Being in Love," and the first lines of the song are literally, when you base your whole identity on reactions against somebody, that's the same as being in love. They could have subconsciously wrote it in, or also could be something that develops based on the world. See, yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't really feel like diving into this subconscious psychological thing. My opinion on things is literally one person's opinion on what's correct in a story is just as valid as anyone else's. That's kind of just what it is. So like, that's why I don't see the point in arguing about like ships and stuff. But I think a lot of people feel like they have, I don't know, they get really weirdly defensive about their view of a story. There's that whole thing where it's like, that whole thing I hear a lot of, like the curtains were blue. Does it actually mean anything, or was it just the author saying the curtains are blue? And at the end of the day, I don't think it matters what the author was trying to say. I think it just matters what the reader took from it. Now, granted, I do think that there's merit in looking into like what authors have to say, because it is interesting to be like, this, I am the author and this was my intent when I wrote this, and you can sort of like take from that, not that they said so it's correct, but the way they worded it, they were intending this meaning, and it can kind of give you like the thing of like, that's not what I took from it, but that it's kind of an interesting change of perspective, where it's like the author clearly would read this sentence and take it this way, even though I read the sentence and take it this way. So it can be like kind of an interesting exercise in that regard, I think. But it's also not really that different from looking up people's like opinions online either, except, well, no, to be fair, I feel like a lot of authors that have an online, there are a lot of definitely authors that have an online presence. I'm not gonna say a lot because I don't really dig into authors typically. I don't usually care about the person that made the thing that much. But I do feel like there are authors that like have online presence and they do try to be like, fuck you, you guys are wrong, you don't know my story, or something like, or maybe more passive aggressive version of that. But I feel like I don't I can see why an author would be mad if a lot of, or be taken aback if a lot of people had like a interpretation that they didn't agree with. But I also don't know why you would care, because if they liked it, then that should be good enough, I think. It also doesn't affect you writing the story. Attack on Titan's ending was allegedly changed because people online guessed it beforehand. That makes sense. But also, aren't they? Didn't they say that they're gonna redo the ending? Like they're gonna make it different now for the anime. I've heard that that's true. I don't know if it is. I think if you asked me 5 years ago about like it, that I would say that I would have said that changing the ending because people guessed it is cool, but I don't agree anymore. Especially after Game of Thrones, which did that exact thing where they changed stuff to try to throw people off. If you change a thing just because people know what the ending's gonna be, then you're just gonna have like a weird, dumb ending that doesn't make any sense. Like, I feel like if people guess the ending, it's because you did a good job writing your story. So like, people put the clues together. If anything, you kind of argue that like, if you had this really complex story and people managed to piece it together beforehand, it just goes to show that you're a good writer and you had all the pieces in place properly. In my opinion, at least. Anyway. You used to look up to your dad. You said you wanted to be a defense attorney, right? For people to guess the plot in like the first few chapters. I mean, I think if your story can't be interesting, can't keep people's attention once they know how it's going to end, then you're not writing a good story. Because like, I'm playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney right now. Edgeworth got put on trial. I knew that Edgeworth didn't do it. I knew that he was going to be innocent before the second trial started. I don't need to know the twist ending. That I don't need to know whether or not Edgeworth did or didn't do it. Like, yeah, there are mysteries along the way, but like, I know how it's going to end. And I think you could argue that in most stories, you can just know how it's going to end, especially like going into shonen. I think you can usually just assume that you know how it's going to end a lot of the time. But then a lot of shonen, like My Hero Academia, is doing great. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is like, there are twists and there's the big twist and reveal at the end. There's the goal, the destination, but there is also the journey along the way. You know, the destination and the journey are two separate things, and they're both, in my opinion, equally important. So if people are only interested because of the destination, then, you know, and like, there's no way that people could guess literally every twist and turn of your story within the first few chapters, unless it's like only going to be a few chapters long. So I don't think that's a very realistic thing that could happen. I don't know. Like, there's tons of stories that are built on the idea that you know how it's going to end, and it's just a matter of how we get there. That is the interesting part. But yeah, I also, it's a very tough balance to strike, because I do think that there are stories where I read them and it gets annoying. Yes, I agree that some things have very obvious plot twists, but I think even a very obvious plot twist can still be fun if it's written well. I think that some stories are better because their plot twists caught you off guard, but I think that trying too hard to catch people off guard is just going to make your story suck, because it's a lot of, I've seen a lot of I read a lot of manga that come out in Shonen Jump. I've seen a lot of manga come out and they get canned in 20-something chapters because they're so reliant on every chapter ending on a huge cliffhanger. A brand new thing comes out of nowhere. What does it mean? And that's every chapter, and it just like it stops being interesting after a minute because it's like nothing matters beyond nothing matters because everything is just setting up for the next crazy wacky twist. So everything that happened last time gets sidelined exactly, especially with manga where you can tell that they didn't know what they were doing with the story. So they take a bunch of like really crazy left turns, like Ghost Rider Paradox time, whatever it's called, where like it was about a guy who got a manga from the future and he plagiarized it, and then he met the person who was going to write that in the future and felt bad, and then you're like, well, that's crazy but interesting, like what's he gonna do now? And then the ending was he met some time god who was like, you have to save this woman from working herself to death. This is literally, I'm going to send you back in time so you can succeed at this. And I'm just like, dude, what the we're like 10 chapters in, chill out. And they got canceled, unsurprisingly, because the author had like no idea where they were going with the story, which sucks because it was I thought it was a super interesting premise of like plagiarizing a manga from the future, and now you're the best-selling manga author, except oops, you met the person who was going to write this in the future, and they were in the process of writing it, and they're like, wow, somebody beat me to like my story idea, dang, that sucks. And like, where does it go from there? That's an interesting setup. They fucked it up. Anyway, yeah, I think the journey and the destination are all equally important, I guess is my point. And changing the destination, the final part of your story, because somebody said, I think I know what the final chapter is going to be, like, is stupid. Because like the final chapter is there to like have everything wrap up nicely. It is not there to be it is not trying to make your ending a gotcha moment where you get to be like, haha, I'm smarter than you, audience. Even though it doesn't take a smart person to like write something that catches people off guard. If anything, I'd say it kind of shows that you're not a very good writer if that's where your priority lies. Because like, I don't know, it's dumb. Like, the entire story was building up to one thing, but actually it was something else that you could have never have guessed. I feel like it wasn't a well thought out or developed. It's either clearly not a very well thought out story, or they aren't actually that invested in their own story and clearly don't care about like the maintaining the sanctity of the tale that they are spinning. I don't know. Couldn't let myself deny reality like you. What do you mean? My father was taken from me, and you want me to defend criminals? I'm sorry, Wright, but I'm not that good of a person. One suspect was apprehended in your father's murder, right? Yes, the man trapped in the elevator with my father. His name was Yanni Yogi. He had to be the shooter, any way you look at it. Yet, he was found innocent. The defense attorney got him off the hook. That would be Robert Hammond. On that day, 15 years ago, the three of us were trapped in that elevator for 5 hours. When we were rescued, we all suffered oxygen deprivation. I had lost all memory of the murder. What's up, Dawn? How you doing? How was Risk of Rain? So hello everybody. We were talking about how it's dumb if a story has like an ending that's completely out of left field just so that the author can say that they outsmarted the audience. A lot of death, and the final run was just me panicking for 15 minutes. Hell yeah. That sounds like a good Risk of Rain playthrough. I lost all memory of the murder. Oops, got clicking. Lost your memory? Even now, I can't recall what happened in that elevator. That was the crux of Yogi's attorney's argument in court. Claimed Yanni Yogi had been not of sound mind due to the oxygen deprivation. Yogi was released due to lack of evidence. Innocent. Blah, 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 blah. I can't speak. That's when I changed my mind. I started to hate defense attorneys. What's your relationship with Von Karma? He's my teacher and a man who deserves respect. I learned everything I know of the courtroom techniques from him. So he's like my sister was to you, Nick. He is a perfectionist in all things. In court, in his personal life, he is obsessed with doing everything perfectly. Perfectly, huh? In all the cases he has taken on, none were left unsolved. And not one suspect was declared innocent, ever. But that's... I know, it's possible some of the suspects were indeed innocent. However, it is impossible for us to accurately determine that in every case. Not even a good attorney, he just badgers the judge. Yeah. That's... I kind of view him as like one of those guys who like was a really good attorney, but he like got so good that it was almost kind of like he didn't have to try anymore. So he can just kind of walk in and say someone's guilty, and everyone just kind of goes, well, Von Karma said it, so clearly this guy's guilty. He also definitely like does a lot of sneaky shit. He's a bastard. And I think he just kind of relies on his reputation and his like sneaky little shit that he does pre-trial to like win him the case without having to try. Well, we also needed a prosecution attorney since Edgeworth couldn't be the prosecuting attorney. So somebody had to do it. Ito is guilty, how dare you? You don't know me. You don't know what I've done. You don't know who I've killed. I know that there's like some white-haired chick with a whip in the later games. I look forward to meeting her. I don't know if she's like the main person or what. The gods know what Aito has done for a Klondike bar. Yeah, there's some white-haired chick with a whip. I've seen her a lot. She's like one of the characters that I see the most from this series. I'm pretty sure she's one of the prosecuting attorneys in one of the later games. So, she has white hair, so she dresses up all fancy. She might be related to Von Karma, or or she's completely unrelated, and then somebody on the team just said, what if we made Von Karma a hot lady? And that's the only connection. I don't know. We'll get there eventually. I just know she exists. And I want her to whip me. However, it is impossible for us to accurately determine that in every case. All Von Karma does is his job, to find the suspect guilty perfectly. There's also some dude, I don't know who he is. He's got like a weird like robot visor on. And I see him a lot too. I don't know if I assume he's... I don't remember him looking like a prosecuting attorney, so I assume he's a defendant. But like, I see him a good bit. That's Gato, he's great. Okay, cool. Well, I look forward to meeting him eventually. In any case, it's nigh well impossible to find a weakness in him. No trick knees. Phoenix sitting next to Von Karma in a frilly dress. He throws up his feet in front of Von Karma, wearing his little Greek sandals. Von Karma gets goo-goo eyes for a second. This is the second time in like a week we brought up that exact scene from Hercules. I'm guilty. You may whip me. Excuse me, sir. The audience, please sit down. We're holding a trial here. Everyone in the audience throwing themselves onto the trial floor. It's me, I did it. Should a weakness appear, he would do everything in his power to make it go away. Edgeworth? What you're saying is true. You're headed for a guilty sentence tomorrow. He's right. Now's no time to praise the enemy, Mr. Edgeworth. It's a strange situation I find myself in, I'll admit. No kidding. Oops, I meant to go to present. Do we have anything that we should present? Oh, should we show him this? Edgeworth, see this letter? It came out of the safe in the shack where that boat rental caretaker lives. I see. Revenge? On me? Who's that old guy anyway? I don't know. Could he be an innocent defendant you got declared guilty or something? Nice, right. But I don't remember that old man, not at all. So, he was following this letter then? Which means there was someone else behind it. I think that he has brain memory problems and he wrote that letter to remind himself to get revenge on Edgeworth. We should reassure Edgeworth that we are qualified for this job in the one way we know how. Let's show him our badge. Now is the time to get revenge on the two men who ruined your life. 2 men. Meaning myself and Robert Hammond? Also says this is your last chance. Last chance. Wait, maybe he's talking about the statute of limitations on the DL6 incident. Wait, that old man. What is it? Do you know who he is? Yogi. Could he be Yogi? Gee, I don't know, Yogi. Hey, Polly. Let's kill Edgeworth. Nobody's ever made that joke before. Yogi. The suspect in the DL6 incident. The one who was found innocent. And the one we know... One way we know how. Smarter than the average dog. Smarter than the average kippa. Yanni Yogi was a court bailiff at the time. We just happened to be in that elevator together 15 years ago. Earthquake! Quake was incredibly strong. Before I knew it, everything was dark. We were there for so long, it felt like forever. The air thinned and the darkness closed in on us in that little box. We became unsettled. Help, I can't breathe. Quiet, I said quiet. You're not making this any easier. I want to get out. Help, get us out. Don't shout, you'll just use up more oxygen. That's all I remember. When I came to, I was in a hospital bed, staring up at the ceiling. In court, Yanni Yogi's mental condition was called into question. So this is the earthquake connection? Yes. This is why he's scared of earthquakes. They claimed that the oxygen deprivation and stress had caused temporary insanity. In the end, the claim passed the court and Yogi was found innocent. Huh, but isn't that strange? Letter tells him to get revenge on Edgeworth. Why would he want to take revenge on you? Right. Yeah? There's something that's been troubling me these last few days. I didn't know whether or not I should tell you. You mean the nightmare? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime you committed? A memory of a murder. I think the time has come to tell all. Yeah. For the last 15 years, I've had the same dream almost every night. I wake up in a fearful sweat every time. What kind of dream? It's a dream about my father's killing in the dark. I guess I should give him the old man's voice. Help, I can't breathe. Quiet, I said quiet. You're not making this any easier. I want to get out. Help us out. Don't shout, you'll just use up more oxygen. I can't breathe. You're using up my air. What? Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. What are you? Stop breathing my air. Maybe Edgeworth killed his father and the other guy blamed Edgeworth for accusing him. No. Father, he's attacking father. I can't let him do that. Objection. Then I saw the pistol lying by my feet. I don't know if it was evidence from that day in court or the bailiffs. In a daze, I picked up the pistol. Get away! Get away from my father! He threw the pistol. Check this. I guess I can't really give Edgeworth any shit because the oxygen deprivation literally made him pass out and have only vague memories of the incident. And he was also in 3rd grade. But the idea that he threw the pistol is kind of funny. And with that scream, I wake. The bone-chilling scream. A scream that has rung in my ears for the past 15 years. But that's just a dream, right? Right? That thought is the only thing that has kept me sane for the last 15 years. But what if I'm wrong? What if it's real? They say that sometimes people shut out memories in self-defense. Maybe it was I who killed my father. What? You think about it that way, this letter makes sense. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Think about it. Yogi was really innocent. That's why he wanted revenge against me. Wait, Edgeworth, you mean... It was me. I was the true criminal of the DL6. I shot my father. This is bad. What are we gonna do, Nick? What can we do? I don't know. I don't think there is anything we can do, like it or not. There's someone else who knows a lot about the DL6 incident, maybe. There is, Nick. There is someone who knows about the DL6 incident. And its name is Grossberg. Yeah. Mr. Grossberg. Oh, hello there. What's wrong? You look troubled. No kidding. I can't believe you're not. My. Just calm down and tell me what's happened. It's Mr. Edgeworth. He... And then we told him everything. I see. So Mr. Edgeworth dreamed he shot his own father. It's only a dream. Only a dream. I wonder. What? If that's the case, then why do you two look so troubled, Well... Also consider this, Yogi quite certainly holds a deep grudge against Miles Edgeworth. So deep he'd want to frame him for murder. This leads me to surmise that Mr. Edgeworth's dream was not a dream. It was real, as you imagined. Miles Edgeworth threw the pistol to save his father. The pistol fired, and the deed was done. No, I don't believe it. Yogi was suspected of murder, and his career as a bailiff was irrevocably wrecked. Thus, he sought revenge on Miles Edgeworth. This was his last chance, of course, with the statute of limitations so close. Anyway, let's leave. Fuck this guy. No, I'm kidding. What do you know about Edgeworth's father? He was a defense attorney without peer. It sounds trite, but it's true. Gungeon, there's a bullet that fires guns that fire their own bullets. That sounds very Gungeon-esque. But is there a sword that fires guns that fires bullets, guns, full of bullets, swords, guns? There has to be a gun sword in there. There's no way they don't have a gun sword in Gungeon. I deserve a refund if there's not a gun sword in Gungeon. Shell that fires shotguns. Fair enough. What is our gun sword? I need to know. This is very important. Well, he may have had one peer, now that I think about it. Your mentor, Mia Fey. My sister? Gregory Edgeworth was very disapproving of Mr. Von Karma's techniques. That's no surprise. Von Karma is an extreme man. Forged testimonies and evidence are nothing to him. Bullet's weapon blasphemy is a sword that fires sword beams at full health? Well, I guess that's close. It's a Zelda reference. Huntsman, which is an axe. Yeah, Von Karma fucky wuckies his stuff. He's a piece of shit. How is this guy still a prosecutor? Probably in a similar vein to Red White, where he, as a prosecutor, he maybe top prosecutor, maybe he has dirt on a lot of people. The result, he has a perfect win record in court. Also, there's the fight saber that fires energy shots and a reload. That's cool. To beat him, Gregory Edgeworth tried to call attention to his methods. And? He lost. He died in despair, as it were. I see. Well, now we know what happens when you try to go against him, I guess. You fucking die. When Gregory Edgeworth was killed, the spirit called on a spirit medium. That was your mother, Misty Fey. God, she was a babe. I am Gregory Edgeworth. I've been killed. The one who shot me was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi. Yet Yogi was found innocent. That's when my mother left us. Everyone called her a fraud. That's right. Everyone thought she was, you see, yet, now that I think about it, it seems the one who lied was Gregory Edgeworth's ghost. Gregory Edgeworth must have known who shot him. I don't believe it. So you're saying he falsified his testimony? That Edgeworth's dad lied to protect his own son? It's only a possibility, mind you, but a possibility nonetheless. The ghost lied, yeah, because he didn't want his son getting in trouble. So he was like, that guy did it. I like that that's like a thing that just makes sense at this point in the game. The ghost of his dad gave a testimony and lied. Yes, that makes sense. It was a ghost trick. Oh my fucking god, you're right. It's all coming together. Oh, so this is the letter. It does seem that Yogi was following this letter when he killed Hammond. Why kill Robert Hammond? Hammond was a skilled defense attorney, but he defended clients not for their sake, but for his own. Huh? His own sake? He never trusted his clients, that one. The only thing he trusted was his own ability. But he got his client found innocent, so why should it matter? Actually, my dear, it's quite different. He won that innocent verdict for no one but himself. Yogi was a free man, but socially he was ruined. You'll understand soon enough. Wait. What is it? This letter. I've seen this handwriting somewhere before. A long time ago. Whose handwriting was this? Yanni Yogi? Maybe it was Yanni Yogi? Yanni Yogi? You claim he wrote himself this letter, then followed his own instructions? That's what I thought happened. Rolf, perhaps you think Mr. Yogi has a split personality, I think it's definitely a possibility, yes. It's a 2001 game, it wouldn't be that crazy. No, I think not. I do not know this Yogi in any case. There's no way I would recognize his handwriting. Oh, okay, well that's actually a fair point. Was it Karma? Could it be Manfred von Karma? Von Karma? What would he have something to do with this? Well, I'm not sure. Von Karma. Von Karma. Oh, wait, you're right, my boy. This is Von Karma's handwriting. I'm sure of it. I used to see it all the time on court. I mean, that would explain why he recognizes it, so, you know. What? But that means the one who killed Mr. Yogi, or told Mr. Yogi to kill was... Correct. Manfred von... Oh my god, okay, so this is why you don't go against Von Karma. He fucking sicks people on you and gets you killed. This is how he's still a lawyer, because everyone who tried to stop him is fucking dead. What does this mean then? Why would Von Karma want to frame Edgeworth? It truly was Von Karma who wrote this letter, then he would know the truth. He would know that Miles Edgeworth had accidentally killed his own father. He'll say as much tomorrow in court, I should think. He'll press the guilty and he'll press the point until the court finds Miles Edgeworth guilty. I wasn't expecting this either. I totally thought it was just all Yogi being... I thought they were gonna pull up a split thing, like sometimes he remembers and he's like an evil mastermind, and then sometimes he forgets and he's just like a weirdo with no memory. But how could Von Karma know about Edgeworth's past like that? That feels like a thing that a 2001 game would do, so that caught me off guard. But clearly they expected you to think that, so they got me. Where does the bird fit in? The bird, I'm still convinced we're gonna have to question the bird. Even Mr. Edgeworth thought it was just a nightmare. I do not know. Yet, I do know that Von Karma is both persistent and a perfectionist. He may be seeking to satisfy a grudge against Gregory Edgeworth by hurting his son. What do you mean? It was 15 years ago. Von Karma met Gregory Edgeworth in court, and Von Karma did win. But he didn't make it through the trial unscarred. Gregory versus Manfred. Sunday. You paid for the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. Hey, thank you. Who? Two? Hello. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thank you and welcome. What were you? Arknights? Nice. How was Arknights? I used to play that a lot. Hope you had a good time. Thanks for coming. We're playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. We're on case number 4 of 5, so if you don't want spoilers, you should leave. We're literally in the middle of like a very big revelation. But if you do stay, welcome. And hello. I'm Ito. I'm a fairy and a moth. I play a lot of retro. Been doing some Ace Attorney on Sundays. Nice. I hope you're also enjoying it. I'm having a good time. Yeah, big spoilers. This is your warning. Anyway. And with that. Oh wait. Game 3, case 4 today. It was strangely short. Oh, interesting. I guess it happens. I don't know. I guess I'll form an opinion on that when I get there. Fair enough. Well, I hope you had fun with both Ace Attorney and Arknights.
Von Karma got the guilty verdict he wanted. He won the trial, but Gregory Edgeworth accused Von Karma of faulty evidence. And though he lost the trial, Mr. Edgeworth's accusation stood.
Faulty evidence?
It was the only penalty Von Karma has ever received in his career as a prosecutor. Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record.
Wow.
Must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see.
A vacation?
Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting.
Really? He doesn't take vacations? Like, go to the sea or go to the mountains or... Don't tell me he's never been to Europe. You have strange ideas about vacations, Maya.
In any case, that was the only time he took a vacation from work. I believe the penalty upset him quite a lot.
Odd, if he wanted to keep a perfect record so badly, why would he take such a long vacation? What do we do, Nick? Von Karma's gonna bring up deal 6, you can bet on it. What if Mr. Edgeworth pleads guilty to deal 6? I won't let him.
Yes, Mr. Wright, I hate to say this, but even accidental murder is murder, you know.
I know that. Yeah, but he was also in 3rd grade. He can't be like 14 years later or whatever, however long. Yeah, 14 years later. He can't be fucking tried on that. That would be stupid. I just believe in Edward's innocence. I can't believe he'll kill someone. And he was yeah. If Yogi got off, it's not even murder. It's what's the thing? Manslaughter. But also, if Yanni got off because of the lack of oxygen, Edgeworth would also be able to. Japan Fornium or culture thing, I remember. Interesting. This game does have some weird quirks, I feel like, with how things work. But Nick, Mr. Edgeworth admits it himself. His father must have lied to protect him from beyond the grave. I don't care. I know he's not guilty. Would Maya visit the Chicago Cloud Gate? Maybe. I don't know. I think she would just want to go... Honestly, I think she would want to go to like Disneyland or to a place where she could eat a lot.
Mr. Wright, if you say so, I suppose I could go check again. The police files might hold something of interest.
Mr. Crossberg, thank you.
I can't promise anything. In fact, I think the chances of finding something are slim.
I understand. Police materialism. I know where I'm going next. Well, no, I don't, because I have to go here first. December 27th. Blah, blah, blah. There's hardly anyone here. Everyone must be out looking for the old guy, Yogi. Ah, it's you. I don't think Gumshoe will be coming back today. He's staying out late looking for someone. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe is pounding the pavement for real. We were wondering if we could check out the record room again. Well, no, I can't have just anyone wandering around in there, but I guess Mr. Von Karma is in there now anyway. That's suspicious. You can go in as long as he's there. On Karma?
Yes, he's just arrived, actually.
Nick, let's hurry.
Yeah, you son of a bitch, I'm coming for you. Stop trying to destroy evidence.
Dusty as always.
Only here just yesterday, I'm sure they just haven't had time to clean.
What's wrong, Nick?
Nothing, I was just noticing that he isn't here. On Karma. Yep. It's like a graveyard of police cases.
Guess my sister's case report is in here too, quietly gathering dust.
Yeah.
Huh? One of the drawers here is open.
Someone must have been looking in it recently.
The label says unsolved cases, evidence.
Unsolved cases.
Nick, the file for DO6, it's completely empty.
What? What are you doing in here? I don't like seeing him from front on.
Von Karma.
You. How do you know my name?
Huh?
Have we met?
What are you saying? We see each other every day, don't we? We're Miles Edgeworth's defense team.
Defense team? I beg your pardon. You see, I rarely remember defense attorneys. They are like bugs to me, needless things to be crushed.
Wow.
You're so cartoonishly evil.
I can see how this guy was Edgeworth's mentor. Mr. Edgeworth is your student, right?
A romanticist who still can't shed the veneer of amateurism. Just like his father, always second-rate. He's a third-rate attorney with a fourth-rate deck.
He doesn't look human from the front.
Looks like an alien.
Mr. Von Karma, you had an axe to grind with Mr. Gregory Edgeworth, didn't you?
Me? A grudge against a mere defense attorney? Why?
Because he dealt a blow to your otherwise perfect trial record?
So you did, but what I don't get is, why did you take his son under your wing afterwards, the son of your most bitter rival? That, my dearest attorney, is none of your business.
He would just snap our badge in half. That seems like something he'd do, yeah.
You're no longer an attorney, ha ha ha. Tomorrow will be the last day of his trial. It's been a while since I've had a defense attorney last this long. Still, you will lose in the end. Miles Edgeworth will admit his own guilt.
His guilt of 15 years ago, you mean?
You're quite the researcher. If you've done your homework so well, then certainly you must understand. You know what Miles Edgeworth would tell the court tomorrow.
Right, so Von Karma is going to bring up the DL6 in court tomorrow.
And your last day alive.
I'm going to I'm presenting my badge.
Fool. You think I, prosecutor, would give you a defense attorney information? Bah.
Creep.
Should I show it to him?
I feel like every time we do this, it goes poorly. Mr. Von Karma, have a look at this. This was you, wasn't it? You instructed Yanni Yogi to commit murder.
Yanni Yogi. How many years has it been since I've heard him called by that name? He's a fool. I told him to burn it after he read it.
So you admit it. You wrote Mr. Yogi this letter.
Yes, my dear defense attorney. Thank you for taking the trouble to bring it to me. You saved me from a lot of needless hassle.
What? Nick, what is that thing?
And he just has a taser.
Cool.
Stun gun for self-defense, usually. Indeed. 600,000 volts will course through your body like a dog touching an electric fence.
600,000...
Oh, don't worry. People don't die from it, usually.
I don't know. Are there cameras in here? I hope so. I don't know what Japan's laws on camera placement and stuff is, or what this game's interpretation of it is. He's gonna do the Akuma Street Fighter jump forwards at us. I do.
Now give me the letter. No. Whoa, what are you?
Nick, run! Oh my god, Maya. Oh fuck.
Maya, out of my way.
Holy shit. Phoenix goes through, gets beat up a lot. This is what's supposed to happen when you show the bag of evidence with no one else present. No, I mean, I agree. It's kind of dumb that Phoenix constantly night. Thanks for coming. Mwah. It is dumb that Phoenix constantly like throws the evidence in front of people's faces and expects nothing bad to happen, especially because it's happened multiple times already. But I've just accepted that he does that at this point. If there's any complaint I have about visual novels. It's that almost the main character in visual novels is almost always way. You know, it feels like they're almost always like going to have these little moments where they're just really dumb for no reason. There's like a word for it, but I can't think of what it is. Or somebody does something dumb because it advances the plot in a certain way. He got us. The letter's gone, of course, and he took the DL6 evidence, all of it. Back to having no clues. Wait, Maya jumped first. Maya, is she okay? It kind of comes across as like they wanted to have the thing where you discover the letter, but they also were like, that would make the case too easy. So we have to take it from you. So we're going to force you to do something dumb so that you lose the letter. Maya. Maya, open your eyes. She fucking died. Maya. Letter, did he take it? Huh? Oh. Yeah, are you okay? I couldn't stop him. I jumped as fast as I could, but one shot from that thing knocked me out cold. I'm useless. I'm no good as a lawyer or a medium. I can't even call my sister. Not even now when we need her the most. I wish I hadn't woken up at all. Maya! There must be some way I can help her. Better do something about her self-confidence first. Maya, she's holding something. What is that, a bullet? The L6 incident, evidence number 7. Taken from the heart of Gregory Edgeworth. I remember, Von Karma was holding this when Maya jumped him. Oh fuck, we traded evidence. Okay. I'll prove it to you, Maya. You're most definitely not useless. I'll prove it to you in court tomorrow. Yes, I would like to see my progress. Alright, I'm gonna go take a pee break, and then we will continue. Okie doke. Thank you. December 28th, 9:51 a.m. District Court. This is it. Judgment Day. Today things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things. What's the big idea? Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn off from the run-in with my run-in with the stun gun yesterday. I don't think it works like that. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick. Yeah, thanks, Maya. Edgeworth is looking glum as always. I hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard.
Oh! What are you doing?
Sorry, I'm sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back. Maya, maybe you should go outside and just charge. Right, good idea. Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. Maya now has electricity powers.
Oh yeah, pow!
I figured it was Gumshoe.
Got into that girl.
Detective Gumshoe.
Morning, Mr. Edgeworth.
Good morning.
How did it go,
How did it go, Detective?
Have no fear. As promised, I've captured our runaway caretaker. Just brought him in. Took all night, pal.
Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired.
Actually, after that shock, I got on the way in. I feel pretty good.
He says he's forgotten his own name, but that has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? He does remember, and I'm gonna prove it.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready.
Right, very well. We have reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I ask that the prosecution submit decisive evidence.
Understood. Come on, don't be awed into silence by every little thing he says.
Very well, Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement.
Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary.
Very well. Please bring the witness into the courtroom.
There he be. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop on the lake, from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity.
Witness, why did you run away yesterday?
The witness was not running away, as he will now testify.
I see. Very well. Please begin your testimony.
I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did, but I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for Polly, see. I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I mean, I need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stands as is.
Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we?
Gnani Yogi, I'm gonna prove it. And why did you leave? Okay, yeah, we're not really gonna get anything up. Went to buy some food for Polly. Food?
Well, Polly is a bit of a gourmand, you see. She only eats these high-quality bird pellets from France. They only have them in the big pet shop downtown.
But you weren't arrested until this morning. Why didn't you go back to the caretaker's shack?
Oh, well, I kind of got lost, you see.
The witness with his trouble remembering things sometimes. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack. Yeah, right. Nice try, Von Karma. No one's gonna believe that.
I see, so he was lost.
Please, Your Honor, come to your senses. You've lost much of your memory, is that correct?
Yep, seems like it.
Then how could you know that you didn't have anything to do with this incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory, You know exactly who you are. The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show the court proof. Let's prove what's going on in that Roger's head. It's possible. Glad you come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well, witness, continue. wrong button. How can you say you had no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right? Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge. It's impossible. Maybe he's lying about his memory. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends.
May I say something, Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
You've been saying the same thing now over and over. You've been calling the witness's memory of the past, or lack thereof, into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case?
Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he has nothing to do with the case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies.
Order! Order! Mr. Wright, there's a serious problem with your claim, or are you saying you know who the witness is?
Of course, Your Honor. Ho ho, now this is interesting. I would like to know myself, so who is he? Don't play dumb, Von Karma. He sure does. He's a little too sassy. Yanni Yogi. His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff.
Yogi, that name seems familiar. Oh, Yanni Yogi, from the DL6 incident.
Figures that the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case.
But what does this mean?
Your Honor, this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This witness is Yanni Yogi. Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this? Just take his fucking fingerprints. This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. And allow me to repeat once more that the witness has lost his memory. This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go. Nick, how are you going to prove it? How can you prove that he's Yanni Yogi? It's okay, it's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file of Yanni Yogi 15 years ago.
I see, that makes sense.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Huh? So very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. Why? The witness has no I was worried about that. What? What? No fingerprints?
You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I burned my fingers working with the stuff.
Yup. What? Yogi, you sneak. You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past.
Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we will not be able to prove his identity.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? Seems that the case has been decided. No. No. No, I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. But no. Can't let it end like this. I can't lose. Dental blood, marrow. Yeah, do something. I don't know. Be another way. There's no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one. There's no way that a bailiff wouldn't have stuff on file. I would have to assume. Nick, what are we gonna do? I didn't even consider that he might have first his fingerprints. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine his parrot for a little comic relief. Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma. Wait a second. Oh, fuck, here we go. Cross-examine his parrot. What is it, Nick? No, you're not going to... Your Honor? The defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal.
Take Mr. Von Karma up
on my proposal? Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot.
Order! What do you think, Mr. Von Karma?
Did you even ask? This is a farce. I object. Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karma. I have a right to do as you suggested. Well, you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Be our guest. Be our guest. Please don't get undressed. Of course, should you go through with this and nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences. This is crazy. Well, still want to go through with your little game? Yes. Bring the bird on stand, so we may state our demands. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. When Karma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least I think so. This is such a weird, wacky trial. It's just full of like the craziest. There are non-zero number of instances like this happening. Probably. That's a king. Oh, we did not play. Oh, my thing messed up earlier. Actually, it was like, oh, oopsie daisy. Well, let me reopen it. Animals and quarter a whole other rabbit hole, I'm sure. So how you doing, Cryptid? Hope you're doing well. I'm trying to open my thing. Sound alert. There it goes. It's being very slow. It crashed earlier and I forgot about it. Where are you?
I mean, that's a kink.
Baking cookies? Hell yeah. What kind of cookies you making?
Bailiff, bring in the parrots.
Drinking a bit? Nice. I hope you're drinking and cookies go well. Don't burn in the cookies because you're drinking.
It's quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name. Witness is ignoring me.
Must hurt to be ignored by a bird.
Very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please testify for us.
Hello, hello, squawk.
Damn. That's an airtight testimony. This is gonna be tough. The Chekhov's bird. I mean, I called us getting the bird, having to cross-examine the bird like as soon as we talked to it. Those berry pumpkin-shaped ones, nice. They're good.
Certainly the most concise testimony you've had so far. Very well, begin your cross-examination. Chop, chop.
Right. What are you gonna do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? Press it? Yeah, what are you gonna make, Knifing? Share with the class. Everyone wants to know. Knifing secret cookie recipe. Chocolate chip. Nice. Oh, tell me how it goes in tomorrow's stream. Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Right, what do you say? Okay, dope. Maybe secret recipes are just extra sugar. Most secret recipes are just like some household thing added in. As I recall 2 days ago. Polly, have we forgotten something?
Squawk, don't forget DL6, squawk.
Hey, Liddy, how you doing? Welcome back. If I can get Polly to say that here, that will prove that the caretaker had something to do with the L6. Polly, have we forgotten something?
Hello, hello, squawk.
That's what you're supposed to say. Forgot. Something we forgot.
Hello, hello, squawk.
Because it means non-stop baking cookie for fam. That's fair. I don't make things for my family. That's luckily not a thing I have to deal with. Uh-oh. It's not working, Nick. She won't say it. Ridiculous. Why won't she say it? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Something the matter, Mr. Wright? Wait, don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He had to retrain the parrot, could he? Did he train her not to respond when we asked if we'd forgot anything? I'm gonna try other things. Polly, what's your name?
Polly,
I think we've established that the parrot is named Polly. Does it have anything to do with her owner's identity?
Does it? You got at least 14 types of cookies. Jeez Louise. That's a lot of cooking. Of course.
Oh, fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove our owner's identity, then show us this proof.
I'm so lawyering. What's up, Burner? How you doing? Nick, don't you think you're taking the bluffing a little too far? Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who the caretaker is. We're here to prove that he's Yanni Yogi. All we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor, the proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker's identity is... Bernard. It's Saint Bernard. Do we have something to prove that? Bernana. Got him. Core bailiff, memory loss to oxygen. Polly Jenkins, hey! I don't like bananas. Banana bread? Yes.
The DL6 case file.
We read Nana? I don't even know what that is. Actually, I think I do, but I've never read it.
It's quite a large file you have there. Which page is the proof on then? Page 3. Show us or stop wasting our time. Oh, Miss Wright, please show us the page. We're on this file.
Suspect data. On the suspect data page. This page is all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see?
Indeed say that.
What was his fiancée's name?
Polly Jenkins. Polly!
Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who had committed suicide. And that's why he named his parrot after her.
I see. I guess that is possible. Well, a mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix.
I don't think that's true. Thank you, Cryptid, for gifting us up to Nightfang. Mwah. No one... bananas suck, that's why. Yeah, thank you, Cryptid. No, you're wrong. My proof is that I'm correct and you lose. Chat, Burner's trying to make me eat sugary things. Rope to sub, bananas are great. Banana slander? Bananas suck. I'm timing you all out. No, I'm just trying to burn it out. Oh, it didn't let me pick how long he's timed out for. How do I untime him out? Untime out. There you go. Ito perceives anything blonde in his size as a threat. What about a banana split? I can't eat that. I can't eat any of these things. So you guys can't convince me. Bananas define me as a person. We missed out on his epic speech. I can't eat banana bread. It's even worse for me than regular bread.
Well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does this make you my granddaughter's fiance?
She's only 7 years old.
She's only 7 years old.
Judge, put him on the stand. Sensitive to what particles enter his orbit exactly. What about banana bread tea? That sounds even worse for me. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I've never heard of banana bread tea before.
Indeed. Alone is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial.
Soy Nana? No. I don't have a D20 thing. I don't think there's any real banana in it. It's a blend. I mean, I assume it's sugary. Also, I feel like it should have banana in it if it's called banana bread tea. Fuck.
We need some other evidence some other corroborating evidence.
Where am I gonna find that? Nick, we're getting closer. One more. If we can just get one more piece of evidence. Right, but what?
Very well, witness. You may continue.
Almost banana means it wasn't banana. So true. Can you present something? Maybe we need to get her to say the save number? Huh? The safe? Why? Try to get her to say anything, okay? Polly, what was the number of the safe in the shack?
1228, 1228.
Wait, 1228. That just clicked. That's the day of the fucking DL6 incident.
Oh, what a reckless parrot. Oh, Mr. Wright, you aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker?
Yes. Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it.
Huh, ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity?
So it does have banana nut in there, I see. I get your banana nut right here, pants grab.
DO6 case file. What is this obsession you have with that case? Mr. Wright, where in this file is something relating to a safe number?
Vanilla oolong, masala chai, and a honeybush banana nut. Yeah, that's definitely a thing I can't have. Case summary. It's on the case summary page. The case summary, specifically the date on which the DL6 incident occurred.
Date of the incident, December 28. Why, that's today's date, 15 years ago.
And the number on that safe is 1228. Use the date of the DL6 incident as the number for his safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him.
I see. It certainly is an interesting coincidence.
If you were held at gunpoint told to pick a nut to banana, what nut would it be? Like, I pick a nut and it becomes banana? Good question. I don't know. I don't eat nuts. I don't remember the last time I've had sunflower seeds. It's like the closest thing that I've had to just like eating a nut by itself. Doesn't eat nuts, it's true. A lot of things I'm not allowed to eat. That's how it goes. And you're all sitting here judging me for it, you ableist pricks.
I see, it certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates. Bah, this is not tangible proof. I set it my ATM card's number to 0001 because I'm number 1. This has nothing to do with a date. Nothing! That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here. This is mere coincidence, that's all. True, that is a possibility. However, 2 coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker of the boat shop immediately. Mr. Electric, take him to the principal's office and have him expelled.
Quick, go sign up Von Karma for some loans. Hell yeah.
Tell us your name. Wait, this witness, he doesn't remember.
No, it's okay.
Oh boy.
I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done.
Task manager, delete this man. Nick, he looks totally different. This is the real Yogi, I think. Finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. acting for 15 years.
Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court.
My name is Yanni Yogi. Hell are you guys talking about? Hentai girl. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court.
Order, Yanni Yogi. So was it you who killed Robert Hammond? Tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death?
Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Usually there's a chance that the bird has never seen this side of Yanni. That's actually possible, but birds also... Don't birds, like, have a... Don't they live a while, and it's, like, not uncommon for birds to outlive their owners? I don't know. But he did name it after his wife, so he definitely got it after... Or his fiance, so he definitely got it, like, after the DL6 incident. His little scarf is iconic. I do like his little scarf. My big scarf is better, though. Thank you for the gold piece, Cryptid. And the species, but yes, it's mainly parrots in that family. That's what I thought. Robert Hammond. He said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook, so... Oops. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. Why would you burn my scarf? Or accurate Aito getting up to the screen is showing how his scarf is bigger. Yeah. My scarf is iconic. And beautiful. Yeah, why would you ever want to hurt my scarf? What did my scarf do to you? Does it? I mean, you're probably right. Once to release the souls trapped inside, you'll never set them free. What's that thing that liches have? Hold on. Lich, wait. Phylactery. That's it. This my scarf is my phylactery filled with souls. Every time you try to kill me, I'll just come back. I lost my job, my fiance, my social standing. Lord Beto. Then, this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance after 15 years. This was it. Do not like him hat. Bad hat. Yeah, his hat is... I mean, to be fair, he has a bad hat. He's designed to look like a homeless man, I'm pretty sure. To make him seem like... his whole story seem more believable. I have no regrets.
Wait a minute. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean?
I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Uh-oh. How often do you think this man broke character? Once.
Karma, where is Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is innocent, in this case at least.
But we still have to, we need to get Von Karma. That motherfucker's gotta go down. Your hat is now acceptable because I feel bad for you. Don't be, no. Don't be nice. Don't, his hat sucks. We can all admit his hat sucks, regardless of his tragic backstory.
Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are clear of suspicion for this particular case, so I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections?
I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Beanies. I mean, I like beanies. I just don't. I think a brown beanie is just kind of ugly. It's kind of like it's like you're wearing a little potato sack. Except it'd be more charming if you were actually wearing a little potato sack. Because then it would be like gremlin energy.
Court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty.
Karma's gonna walk to his car, open the trunk, pull out an engine bomb, and put it in ours. Yeah, we don't have a car. Didn't we have a conversation at one point in the game about how we can't drive? Beanies are good. His beanie is weird brown orange. Yeah. Put a mine on the sidewalk. There you go. I did it, but we still gotta give on Karma. He did it bad. Uh-oh. Edgeworth is gonna admit to shooting his dad. Oh my god.
Someone just say objection?
It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means... No. Yes, cryptid. Edgeworth?
Your Honor, I object to your judgment.
Have you been upside down recently? I don't remember the last time I was upside down. Why do you ask?
What do you mean? I'm not innocent at all. As we've heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge, but revenge for what?
Nick. It's the last time anyone jumped? Good question. I don't jump because I can fly. Karma's that kind of guy to say, me hitting you with a hammer if you leave your home is a trap. I activate my trap card, and then he like knocks all your cards off the board and says that he wins. Von Karma's that one dude from that one clip from a Magic tournament where the guy cheated and then convinced his opponent that he didn't cheat. And then everyone like went back and watched it and was like, this guy totally fucking cheated. And then they all went at him. That's the kind of guy Von Karma is. Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's gonna say he's guilty. He's gonna tell them he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's gonna tell them he killed his own dad. So twoo. That is so epic and twoo. Ooh. You're so epic pilled, daddy. Raise an objection. I don't think it's gonna matter. Improv and yoga are only consist. That's fair. I've thought about learning like I want to learn some really basic yoga things and do them from time to time. I just feel like it'd be good for me just to do some really basic stretches, aside from like touching my toes. But I can touch the ground. I can almost get my palms on the ground. So I feel like in that respect, I'm pretty flexible for that one specific pose. But that's just because I do it like 5 times a day. So my body is just used to it. I don't know if I think I'm kind of in my limit though. I feel like I'm at a point of like, I can't bend anymore. Edgeworth needs therapy. You're correct. Edgeworth needs therapy and also to make out with Phoenix. Judgment has already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst. Didn't something like this happen yesterday too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed. That would be Larry. Yoga's nice. Yeah, that's fair. I'm not ever gonna learn a bunch of poses. I'm just gonna learn like I said, I'm just gonna probably look up a thing that's like, here's basic beginner poses for yoga, and I'll just do like 4 of them on a regular basis, just for the little bit of extra flexibility. And then maybe someday I'd do more if I really feel like it. Yanni yoga is so true. So true, and red, blue, black, white, rainbow pilled. That's so rainbow pilled of you, babe. Laurel Yogi.
We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth.
And classes aren't even technical poses, just stretches. Yeah, I think so. I have to ask this for a bit. Do I accept bribes? Yes, absolutely. But it depends on. I mean, what are you giving me? Is it Yanni Yogi or Laurel Yogi, chat? Good question. The thing, and he said sure. What did I say sure to? I probably did say sure.
He's right. He's right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out.
$20 to play Trombone Champ on the Wii. On the Wii? You mean on Switch? Yeah. How much does it cost? Because if you pay for it, then yes. I will do a single 3-hour stream of it if you pay for it. You're right. I mean, you're not wrong. It's the better Wii. Yeah, you have to pay full price for the game, including the tax, and then I will play it. When I went to the gym, I literally mentioned that when I watched the direct. I was like, if I will only ever play this if someone buys it for me. Went to the gym. I had one class like each week, in one intense class you were expected to do advanced poses in. That's fair. I mean, it's good to push your body sometimes. So, you know, doing like some advanced poses is probably good for you to do here and there. Obviously, you don't want to push too hard, but you know. Yeah, if you buy me Trombone Champ, then I will plus tax. Don't forget, you gotta include tax. So that would be about I don't know, like $17. I'm just gonna assume. I'm playing Trombone Champ apparently. It won't be this week because my schedule is already going up in like 24 minutes, but I'll play it the next week. For 15 years. $17 tax, yeah, you know, Fairyland, it's tough. I'm gonna wait on it for a week. Yeah, that's fine. I don't. Just whenever you do it, whenever you do that, I will play it. I will have hand cam on and everything. I have had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. You should get that money back from your sister. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer.
You mean in the incident where your father died?
From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer, the criminal in the DL6 incident. It was me, Your Honor. I confess my guilt. I am guilty for DL6, the statute of limitations of which ends today. The culprit is me. Why are you pointing at Phoenix? 15 99-cent hentai games? You caught me. Trying to figure out what she owed me money for. Oh. I'm sorry to hear that. But if she owes you $200, you know, she owes you $200, whatever it's for.
Order, this is certainly unexpected. The defendant declared innocent is confessing to a different crime. A crime for which the statute of limitations runs out today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this.
Well, it's obvious we hold a trial right here, right now. I don't think that's how that works. I would argue the fact that he's confessing on the exact day 15 years later means that I would, if I were a judge, I'd be like, that's nice. Anyway, bye.
We tried this man for his crime of 15 years ago.
Turned out it was cash to pay her debt to our GMA. I see.
I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned.
We have a shot at getting him off anyways. Oh, I'm gonna get him off alright. December 28th, 2:24 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. I'm sorry, Wright. I've just wasted all of your effort. Yeah, and proving him innocent. We'll also do that. get him off so hard.
Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you killed your dad?
Cookies are cooked? Fuck yeah, dude. I hope they're good. Don't want to believe it myself, detective, but it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances.
This is just crazy. This is crazy, just crazy.
Hey, what are you doing? Huh? Oh, I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready. Your case for what? Huh? Is it obvious? I'm gonna prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent. Great episode of Psych? Hell yeah. He deserves to be punished. Tee-hee-hee.
What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it.
Tastes like a Captain Crunch. I mean, I liked Captain Crunch in ye old days. Meat is murder. Murder is also murder. So true. I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe your nightmare. Meat is meat. And meat is delicious. But is murder meat? Yes. I'm not made of meat, though, so murdering me doesn't make meat. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. Truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right. Edgeworth, did you actually kill your dad, or are you just feeling guilt your dad died in your presence?
Yes.
It's just a cannibal phrase I always remember. Oh, is it? Uh-oh. What about Sweetbread? December 28th, 2:30 p.m., District Court. Courtroom number 3. I only know about that because of the Voltaire song from Billy and Mandy. When he's like, and any other sweetbreads you happen to see. Brains, brains, I won't lie. I ate the brains till the zombified. It's a good song.
Now then, I would like to resume our trial.
Judge Miles Edgeworth has admitted to his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. I am rapidly approaching your location. Yes. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. Statute of limitations on the DL6 incident runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one by the book.
I see. Does the defense have any objections?
No, Your Honor. It's like that one GIF I have that's like, this person is X miles from your location. It's a picture of Germa, and it's like a number, like 99, 98, 97, and it just like starts counting down really fast. On Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you?
Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand?
Will the witness state his name and profession? Miles Edgeworth, a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct? It is correct. I don't think I know who Ogrepon is. Ogrepon. Ogerpod. Get fucking Ogrepon, noob. Pokemon? That's why I don't know. I don't play Pokemon. Then testify about this matter to the court. The one to show. Oh, the cute one? The new one? Okay, yeah. I'm bad with names. Ogres have layers. They sure do. Like an onion. Or a cake. Cake fart. When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That'll be the key, but only if I can get it to work. Please, please. Remember Fiona's infamous cake fart video? That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. Yeah, but the gun was fired twice. That's all.
Until now, you thought this memory was a dream.
We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours.
The oxygen in the elevator ran out, and I lost my memory of the events. Bah. The same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Yep. The gun fired once? Yes, I think. After I threw it, I lost consciousness. Since then, they've echoed in my head every day. The gunshot and that horrible scream. Do. Doesn't it say... weapon is fired twice, yeah. Are you sure you only heard one gunshot? Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream, then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. The rescuers down under? I see. No, Your Honor, unfortunately, you don't. Look at this file once more time. It plainly contradicts the witness's testimony. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence unless you could tell us what page it's on. Which page contradicts Miles Edgeworth's testimony? Look at the victim data in this file. It says that quite plainly the murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot, yet the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So, who fired the remaining shots?
Got him. Get fucked.
Was there perhaps another shooter who fired the second shot? Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice, however, we do not know when that second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident. We're so epic! There's no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident. What? I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, so, as we've heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot had fired had something to do with the case? Your Honor, I think I will be able to show you proof. What? Impossible. Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright, show us your proof. You have evidence that the second firing of the pistol is related to this incident. Yeah. I assume this is what I'm supposed to present. Yeah, okay. Sometimes I get worried that I'm like a step ahead of the game and I'm going to present the wrong thing too early. Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh. You laugh at my dad's dead body? Yes. This is the photograph of the crime scene 15 years ago. I can see that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incidents. This photo proves it. So let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired where... Your Honor, please get a clue. As should be obvious, the contradiction is here. I see a bullet hole in the door. Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol, yet there is also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot. Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart, the other one hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright, but who could that someone else be? The murderer, of course. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. The pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, and the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. He does have a point. That second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter, the whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door. What the fuck else makes a bullet hole other than a bullet, you fucking dummy ass? Order, I will have order. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly, that the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Rodkarma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. So all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claims. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about... No. What are you doing, Nick? Why are you raising an objection? Sorry, Maya. What? It looks like I was wrong. Yeah, who cares if they couldn't find the bullet? Clearly there was a second shot fired. This is a very contrived way of forcing me to, like, prove the thing. The second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. No, but you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get the Edgeworth declared innocent. Sorry, it's just when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was certain of it. I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot, but now I was wrong to think it could be that simple. The case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick. Alright. Only one bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yeah, yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No. No, I do not. So you killed your father, though that was not your intention? Yes, I did. Oh no, he's accepted the guilt. Very well, the statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today, therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here. It is definitely a big leap. Faux show. Right now. Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? Been here before. It's just like my first day in court. So many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words. I have an objection. Your Honor, I object. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object? Nick? I don't know. His case is perfect. It's not. It must exist. The second bullet. What? What'd you just say? Nothing? Second bullet must exist, but where? Someone took it. Seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet, it existed. We just heard proof that it did not exist. I realize that, Your Honor. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. But who? The murderer. The murderer? Then tell us just who is the murderer. I'm still thinking about that one. So the criminal took the second bullet, but why? First of all, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there a pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? Of course, there was a need. That's why he took it. Well, what possible reason could they have had? Well, the reason the murderer took the bullet away from the scene was... the bullet would be proof. Maybe they thought the bullet would be used as proof? It was a special bullet, so they took it with them. If that was the case, then they should have taken the bullet from inside Gregory as well. Huh? Why would they only take one of the 2 shots? How would you get the bullet out of him? It was launched into his heart. It doesn't even make sense, Von Karma. How was that? Okay, whatever. It's the other option then. Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for this cherry bullet? I haven't got a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? The murderer had no reason to take the bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Had to take it. Had to take it, the murderer? But what does that mean? Thinking too normally. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor, I have no idea what I'm doing. The murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene, but the murderer had to take that bullet. Had to? Mr. Wright, what do you mean? Well, for instance, maybe the bullet hit the murderer? Bullet hit the murderer? Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, is the fucking metal detector about to just solve this case for us? If it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there, you know? Wait a second, I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murder, the murderer themselves was shot, and they left with a second bullet still inside them.
Sick missile on someone, hell yeah.
That's leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime.
Yes, I guess that's how it would work, yes.
But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued were Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi were both unharmed, so that would mean
The murder came from outside, yes, and it was Von Karma, and he has a bullet in it, and I'm about to prove it with a fucking metal detector. Two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges in the bullet. The bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. The bullet hole through the glass. Yes, there was. I honestly, I assumed that, initially I assumed that they were stuck in between floors and it didn't hit anybody. I never would have thought about that. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside.
Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say. What are you doing? Saying, deny it, deny it. No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer.
No one was wounded at the time of the incident, except Von Karma. He's right, I can't think of anyone. Hey Nick, I just thought of something really crazy. Crazy? Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday?
Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record.
Wow.
It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for the man. It was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting.
What if Von Karma didn't take the vacation because of shock, but took it because he was injured? Which would mean, could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He was the one who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma. Oh, man.
Something wrong, Mr. Wright. You seem dazed.
No, Your Honor.
Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect?
Yeah. Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect.
Well, that's certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect?
Your hands are shaking. Von Karma.
Von Karma. You mean the Von Karma, the prosecutor, the one standing right over there? Bah. You don't object?
I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection? Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident, you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident. Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify. You didn't. It's still stuck in you. No use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness. Nobody's that perfect. I mean, he is. He didn't leave a trail. It's in him still. I'm going to pull out the metal detector. So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane. No, he couldn't have. You just pull bullets out of yourself. Wait, what does that mean? The bullet has to be somewhere, but where? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot? Yes. Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it, and I'll even use evidence. I know how much you like it so much. I know how you like it so much. What? The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is the metal detector. Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery leaving an evidence trail, so then I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself.
You don't mean?
I do. There's the possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. Starts to have metal detectors at the front for this very reason. That would be amazing.
Is that even possible for all these years?
Well, there's one way to find out. We can use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm gonna run this over you and see what we find.
I refuse. You refuse, but refusing this means you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you.
This case has to be one of the wackiest fucking things I've ever seen.
Order, order, order!
I hope they get even wackier in the later games. Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector.
Judge, I call for suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy.
The statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now.
Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing.
Nick, what does this mean? I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. Nice. It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet. Mr. Von Karma. You. It was you.
I was afraid this would happen, and so I remained silent.
Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident. We could test that, you little shit. Totally could have glued a ball bearing to the tip of the detector. Hell yeah.
I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident.
I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6.
Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that?
Prove?
I have no obligation to prove anything.
It is Mr.
Wright who must prove something here, not I. Mr. Wright, well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6?
Of course you can't. You don't have any the DL6 evidence. Yes, we do. I have the bullet. Ha 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 ha.
With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime.
So sorry, Mr. Wright. No, I'm not the one who's sorry, Von Karma. What? You were close. One day away from freedom. But you see, I have proof.
What?
Who would have thought you would dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof.
That's a bullet? Where did you get that?
This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings. You may recall them. They came up in the first trial 2 days ago.
Ballistic markings and the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate.
We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets, then if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets had been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol. In other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. And solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? Just throw him into an MRI. Let's do it. That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. It was the scream.
Help, I can't breathe.
Quiet. I said quiet. You're not making this any easier.
Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. Stop breathing my air.
Get away from my father.
What? Nice.
It's that scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. Von Karma.
Edgeworth shot him, yeah. Because he threw the... That was why that was the first shot, and then Von Karma came in and picked up the gun and shot Edgeworth's dad.
It was you who screamed. Mr. Von Karma. Edgeworth. Edgeworth.
So it was you.
You and your father are my curse. Your father shamed me with the penalty of my record, and you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade.
Oh, I didn't get to read it. I accidentally skipped it. 15 years earlier.
Chief Prosecutor, I'm sorry.
Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you.
I was careless.
I'm sorry, but you will have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time.
Edgeworth! It was a shock like none I had ever known. Me? Penalized? It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out into the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button, but nothing happened. Then there was a noise. So true. I was in pain, a horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes.
Thank you for the posture check.
I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was destiny. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. He was a fool. It was the perfect crime. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Who would have thought another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge? What? What are you doing? Do your job. Bring it into this miserable charade. Now, end it. Very well. It appears that we have come a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. You were innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty.
Yay!
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Get innocent. Just do it already. Pull the trigger, shoot me dead now. Kill me! December 28th, 5:38 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Nick, we did it! Did you see his face? Fun Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick. Crushed. I gotta say I'm impressed. Was pretty close though. I was sure he'd had it. We find the defendant not innocent. The defendant is not guilty. There's like an old Whitest Kids You Know bit where they're in court and then it's a weird show of like humor from the time. The bit is that they're in court and then one guy's losing, so then he declares that it's opposite day to confuse the jury, and then he calls jinx on the defending lawyer and the judge, so they can't talk, and then it ends with some chicks from the crowd pulling their tops off. Very strange. I don't know why I just remembered that. Find the defendant not innocent, but also not guilty. They're just alright, we guess. Sounds like a line from Homestuck. I know, I was the one on the verge of tears the whole time myself, but now it's all just a good memory. So it's finally over, Edgeworth. Right, yeah? I'm not sure how to say this. It's the same because he operates on equal chances anyways. True. I know. Try thank you. I see. Thank you, Wright. You're welcome. I mean, kinda, sort of. It's not a Homestuck line, it just sounds like a thing that I could see being said in Homestuck. I think you could have done better than that. Sorry, I'm not good at this sort of thing. No, it was the whole thing. It just seems like a thing that I could see, specifically Dave, I could see him saying something like that. Like, we find the defendant not innocent, but also not guilty. They're just alright. I don't know. It's not an actual Homestuck thing, it just made me think of it. But that might be because I've read it like 6 times. Got a lot to learn, Edgeworth. She's got you there.
Whoa. Amazing, pal. You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month, but who cares?
See, Mr. Edgeworth? You should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you.
I see. Woo. I feel foolish.
Don't worry. Take a little time. Take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it.
Been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded.
Hey, y'all. Lotta. That's fair. Y'all were great in there. Thank you. Yo, Edward, congrats.
Thank you all very much.
I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one was there. Yeah, that is something that I have thought about when I've gone back to reread Homestuck, because a lot of characters don't capitalize their first letter, but in modern day, even people who don't capitalize, the first letter will get capitalized if they're on their phone. I want to watch the Ace Attorney. There's an Ace Attorney movie? I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. There's a live action movie for everything. I was pretty young when I started doing the whole, like, I'm going to actually do grammar mostly properly. But I did at one point type in, like, typical text speech. Like, I don't know, you know, where I would, like, you instead of you. Stuff like that.
You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you?
Yeah, well, let bygones be bygones, eh? Speaking of which, what are you gonna do now, Lotta? That's fair. I mean, technically that kind of way of typing is faster. Who, me? I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick. Really, that's too bad. Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park? Huh? It's over, Nick. My life is over. Why the sad face, Larry? What happened now? Got a lot of nerve, a lot of heart. So true. Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world. You don't look sick. It's Beyonce. She's going to live in Paris. Paris, Nick. She's leaving me behind. That's fair. Should have seen that coming. Just type faster. Yo, Edgy, there you are.
Yes, here I am.
It's Edgy here. A little gift from me in celebration.
Celebration? That's unusual for you.
Since GF didn't get murdered. Yeah, true. This time.
Harry Butts, you come along tonight to my treat, pal.
Huh? Thanks, looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not police talk for prison food, right? No, wait, isn't the money he stole back? I think you'll be fine, Larry.
Right.
Yeah, what's up?
The envelope that Larry gave me. It's got money in it.
Oh yeah, it's not that strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes.
It's $38, right?
Huh? What a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. 38 exactly? Nick.
I didn't actually expect it to be the money.
Wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school?
No.
No, Larry, it was you!
What are you so surprised about, Wright?
Larry was absent that day from school, right? But that doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect.
What?
Think back to that day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came into school anyway. Then he saw the money lying there, and the rest is history. I never was good at history. Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you?
I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day.
Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember?
Yeah, too well. Right, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school, when something smells, it's usually the butts.
I know.
Really, Wright, I'm surprised you didn't figure it out.
Well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events, eh? Edgeworth. Should have told me. Oh, now, Nick, it was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitation has run out, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'd say so, yes.
There you have it. Where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did.
Well, you have always been something of an insufferable emotionalist.
Yeah, and you get worked up too easily, too. Death. The death sentence to both of you. Man, if I'd only known, I'd become a prosecutor.
Same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought that I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself.
If I had known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. Edgeworth. You want to switch, right?
Hey, y'all, line up. I'll take a photo. Hey, photo time. Let's go.
And after that, dinner on me.
Detective Gumshoe took us out on the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. Oh no, and then Maya got killed. Whoa, I went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts. Huh? Only 5. Maybe I should go back to sleep. What's this, a letter? Good morning, Nick. I stole your last testosterone. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you, it only made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium in training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth too. I wanted to help you, but I couldn't. I was useless. So I decided to go back to my training. I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium for starters. Couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick.
Goodbye? What time is it? The first trains from the mountains have already left to the station. To the station, I think this is what he meant. How he said it. Like, go to the station. Let's go. Guess I'm too late. Hey, Nick, Maya. It's final tea. So you're leaving? Yeah, it's hard being a spirit medium. You can't talk to spirits. And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay? We have ice cream with. So true. Sora getting onto the train and crying. Wait. What? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help. Huh? On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice. You heard my sister? Yes, only her voice, but still, it was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything. Oh, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick. But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya. I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in a daze. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped. Evidence? A bullet? Von Karma was convinced he had taken all of the evidence pertaining to DL6, but you were the one who rescued the last piece of evidence we needed. This was the bullet that put an end to Von Karma. Badge. No, it is not the badge. Sorry. And you were the one who gave it to me. Did they ever tell us what happened to Mia? What do you mean, what happened to Mia? She died. That was like one of the first things that happened. She's a ghost. Occasionally she would possess Maya. Thanks, Maya. I couldn't have done it without you. Be back soon. It was the second thing that happened. You're right. It was one of the first things that happened, as in it was the second. I forgot about the Larry Butts tutorial case, I'm not gonna lie. Harry Butts, Larry Butts. Larry Butts. That's fair. I'm going to complete my training and come back. Okay, I'll be waiting. Of course you will. You can't run that office by yourself. You're hopeless. I don't know about that. The Toost thing that happened. That's like when I opened up Harvest Moon and it was like the thirth of fall. So this is it. See you soon, Maya. Well, we still have one more case. Aww. Thanks, Nick. So my story ends. Time to turn a new page and say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins with the same old crazy cast of characters. Huh. Don't think you've graduated yet, amateur. Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim? Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh, I got a bad feeling about this. Yay! So does that mean the other one is like a bonus case? I'm still gonna do it, but... Hey pal, Mr. Edwards came down to the precinct to wish me a happy new year. Talk about a pleasant surprise. Whoa, Detective Gumshoe. Then he hung his head low and he went right back outside. Into game 1, okay.
Kind of like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh?
Graphics, Kumiko Suekane. I'm gonna go take my pee break while this is playing then. Hello. I'm back. Oh, what? Her becoming a... Yeah, I didn't even think about that, actually. End of P. I see.
You can tell that this was made later. Yeah. It's very different already. Your eternal reward. 2 murders happening at the same time. Crazy. This is the real Phoenix Wright 4. Been 2 months since Maya left the office. 2 months without a single trial. I've had offers, but none I took. That is, until the day that girl showed up. Until the gay showed up. February 22nd, 10:02 a.m., 2017. Right in Cool offices. Till the gay that girl showed up. So true. Why do I come here to the office every day? It's not like I want to work. There you are, finally! Where have you been? My sister's trial is tomorrow! Who are you? It doesn't matter who I am, it only matters who you are! The famous defense attorney, Mia Fey! Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? Sorry, but Miss Mia Fey no longer works here. So you are the coffee boy? Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney. Right, wait! You're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case? Yes, that's correct. It wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, though. That's a relief, then. You're better than nobody. Oh, rude, but okay, thanks. Sorry, I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now. But you are Phoenix Wright, right? You, the undefeated defense attorney? Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try elsewhere. Please, I'm out of time. But please, you have to help. It's my sister. Oh, fuck. Maya? Could it be? Okay, I'll hear you out. Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma Sky. I'm a scientific investigator. Scientific investigator? Emma, was it? So you're a scientific investigator. Yes, that's right. Is something wrong? It's literally... What are you talking about? It's literally her. No, it's just... You seem kind of jumpy, or maybe just young? Young? I'll be 16 years old this year. Oh, I see. Wait, only 16? Set to be formally assigned to forensics in 3 more years. My work is becoming quite well known at my age, no less. So what exactly is your current position then? Well, legally speaking, I guess you'd call me an 11th grader. But I'm ready to do my job at my age, no less. Great, another future professional in training. Another child. So what's this about? A case. You said the trial's tomorrow? My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't. So it's a murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. All these damn babies. So true. And there's a witness. Just talk to her. You don't have... You have to talk to her. Right. I suppose I will. Promised her I'd bring Mia Fey, but... That's interesting. How would she know Mia? Oops. So, you want to become a scientific investigator when you grow up then? Excuse me? I'm not a child, I have you know. Still, it's good to have a goal, albeit a very unusual one. I believe investigations should be done scientifically, don't you? Yeah, sure can't fault her for a lack of enthusiasm. This case is handled scientifically. I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared. Sister? I've been doing research, you know. I'm developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done. I look forward to it. Guess I should get down to the detention center and talk to her sister. My sister asked for Mia specifically. This Mia Fey person was a few years below her in school. They went to the same school, huh? She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney, and well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman. Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's. Phoenix's age wasn't a huge part of this. I'd totally give off... He'd totally give off Shona Protag vibes. Yeah, fair enough. Edgeworth was... In this case, Edgeworth was the one who got in super young. Well, it's nice of you to help your sister out like this. You must be close. Well, Detective Shonen. Case solved. Actually, when it gets like she is now, I kind of hate her. But she's my only family. Your only family? What about your parents? They died in a car accident when I was little. Oh, I'm sorry. Alright, February 22nd, detention center, visitor's room. I know what's wrong with Emma. She got quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived. Guard, I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, ma'am, it's just your sister. No excuses, or did you not want to raise this year? Understood, ma'am. What was that all about? Hi, Lana. Honey, I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing. Look, I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Hey, how do you know me? You mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. Sorry, what exactly is it that you do? My name is Lana Sky. I'm chief prosecutor for this district. You're a prosecutor? Two sisters, one a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Emma? Lana? I mean, they're just like Timon and Pumbaa. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? There's something you should know from the start. Which is? The suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. Huh? Wait, but the suspect is me. Miles and Gumshoe! Me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright, why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened? The recycled character template. It's almost like they kind of just... They probably made this extra thing really fast to give extra content for the DS release. Crime took place yesterday, February 21st at 5:15 p.m. It's quite specific. It was in the witness's deposition. The witness clearly saw me committing the crime. That was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? Crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Prosecutor's office, huh? In your subordinate's car trunk? Classy. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed as it were. Well, that's just great. So, who's the victim? I will be a little disappointed if this case ends up, like, being very mid compared to the rest of the game. But I will wait and make my judgment. I'm doing side content for once, game. Don't fuck me. Don't make me regret it. An investigator with the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective. A detective? Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By you? Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. I see. Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. I know, right? Real? True? Not clickbait? You know what that means, don't you? Uh-oh. What? Mr. Wright, what does it mean? Well, it means the police department will consider it a matter of pride to have me found guilty. They've used any means at their disposal to do so. The case gets worse and worse with everything I learn. So you're the chief prosecutor. That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing... gas leak? Fire? I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by prosecutors in this district. Gone wrong, gone redacted. Make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job and manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. She said nut. That's an awfully large nutshell. Still, I'm a little surprised. I would think you'd recognize the district's chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. Huh? In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. It's almost like I was added in at the last moment, but then this whole plot point was also added in for this, so whatever. Lana? What happened to your hand? Oh, this. I cut myself by accident when I stabbed him, that is. Huh? I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. How am I supposed to defend this? Time to change the subject. Wait, she was in the class ahead of Mia, wasn't she? You were in school with Mia, correct? 2 years above her? I told you that too, did she? Well, why not? I did drag him all the way here from his office. Although it seems he has very little in common with Mia. Hey! He was in law school. Yeah. Unless you have a knife made for stabbing or a vice grip. Interesting. I was in my 3rd year and she was auditing the class. She was different than the other students. Different? Too strong. She'd do anything to become a defense attorney. Anything. That your hand is going to slide forward over the blade. I've never thought about that, but that makes sense. Now that you say that. That was probably why she was attracted to me. Gay, lesbian, gay, kissing, gay. Excuse me? Intellectually attracted. Shut the fuck up, Emma. It's long. That's fine. Actually a very common offensive wound, and I think it's where red-handed comes from. Oh, that's interesting. Lana was a topper for class in school. We're doing a long stream tomorrow anyway, so I'm not that worried. Worst case, we replace the Radiant Historia stream on Thursday with finishing the case. That was the best there was. Oh. I'm doing pretty good in school, by the way. Sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright, excuse me? As you can plainly see, I'm admitting my guilt. I think it's safe to say there's no way you can take this case. None. But Lana! Why? Why are you doing this to me? You never think of anyone but yourself. I know you didn't do it, Lana. I know. Yeah. So... How can you say you did? At least on the Mondays, I'm not, like, going to do stuff. If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana. That's fair. I will say that that's true. I would expect this to be about as long as, like, the Mia case, or at most the Samurai case, Steel Samurai case, because it's extra added content. Mr. Wright? Yes? I believe our decision here is ended. The rest I leave to you. You mean you're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed after all. This case is over. Yeah. It's longer than all the cases combined, times 7! And they still had some room to fit Tetris. Right. I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. I wonder if they're going to tie it in, try to retcon some way to tie it to the DL6 incident. I kind of hope not. That would make me kind of annoyed. No, Tetris, I don't think Tetris is in this game, but Tetris is in Pokemon, or is in Gen 2 Pokemon. Lana has confessed to the crime, yes. And they have room to add in a Port of Doom. So true. Something doesn't fit. Looking at his eyes. Gen 2? Brute? The penguin? Yes. Exactly what I meant. Gen 2, the penguin, aka the Tetris master. Built purely on cross-examinations. There's some pretty crazy Doom mods out there. That house one was pretty cool. There's something else going on here, and I'm gonna find out what. Sorry, Mr. Wright. Huh? About what? My sister, she's not always like that, you know. I just never expected to be defending another prosecutor again. She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her. I see. Sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. Phoenix objection, Edgeworth. What happened to her? I don't know for certain myself. I think maybe she... Well, maybe not. Sounds like there's something that defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check out this underground parking at the prosecutor's office, shall we? Okay. We're probably going to end up meeting a ton of new characters in this, I imagine. It's the noise he makes when you get him off, and goddamn right it is. February 22nd, prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. So this is the lot where it all happened. Looks like they're still investigating. Funny that my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this. Hey everyone, keep up the good work. Hey, what are you thinking? Well, they're gonna be my coworkers 3 years from now after all. No harm in saying hello. Gonna shoot his pinky. Actually there is. You know, attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes. Try not to stand out too much here, see? Hey there! You expecting to go unnoticed here, partner? Cowboy? Oh my god. Fuck yes. What do we have here? Looks like a Bambina got loose from the ranch and is up to no good. Wait. No.
Folks gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner.
Mr. Marshall.
Marshall looks more like a sheriff to me.
Looky here, Bambina. I know how you feel, but this is my gang's gold strike, see?
Strike?
This is our claim, our territory, with a mother load of evidence. You're fixing to mess with what's ours, well, you'll regret it, partner.
You know what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream? You want to? What's this guy talking about? You head along home now. Happy trail, Bambina. Was that Ombre a friend of yours? Kinda, sorta. Yeah, he's a detective. Cops in this universe are just not normal. You're so right. No wonder Von Karma got away with it for 15 years. Who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems. This is where the cars leave the lot. The underground makes it look more like an entrance.
What are you talking about? It's plainly an exit.
Well, maybe it's both, kind of a dual purpose. And black head. Is that the Mortal Kombat logo? You just have that? Have we met a single normal person in any of these cases? No. No, we have not.
Aha, the theory of relativity. What? Gotta write this down. Hey, Mr. Wright. Maybe you know, was Mr. Relativity German or was he British?
Mr. Relativity, you sure that was his name? That's fair enough.
Look, a door. This must mean something.
I'm not sure that doors mean anything.
No, it won't open. A mysterious lock.
Failed to see what's so mysterious about it. Relativity San. Relativity Kun.
Kawaii.
Can't wait to meet the character Billy D. Kid. My favorite One Piece character. That and Doom are two exceptions to my no gore, needless suffering rule. Fair. I feel like it wouldn't. Doom definitely wouldn't bother as many people because it's you're shooting monsters.
Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more.
Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? Usopp Deagle God. Yes. Exactly. Usopp has Conqueror's Hockey confirmed.
A ladder.
That's a step ladder. Get MK1 in like 4 years when it goes on sale for $20. Hell yeah. What are you doing, step ladder?
What's the difference in scientific terms, please?
Scientific, huh? Me too. I'm gonna be honest. I'm on the. I still like One Piece, but I am on the. It was better pre-time skip stuff. A group.
Wumpy?
Yes. Not to say that I don't still love One Piece and get excited when a chapter comes out, but you know, I definitely think most of the best moments were pre-time skip. Also, the art peaked a while back and has not been as nice. It's still better than a lot of manga running, but it also has lessened, which I feel like a lot of my problems that I do have with more modern One Piece are partly because it's been running for so long, and that's why I can't really blame Oda for like hitting a point where he was like, we're just gonna like speed things up a little bit. I'm not doing this for the rest of my life. Apparently, Kishimoto, is that his name? I believe it is. Naruto creator, like bragged to Oda when he finished Naruto. He was like, I can finally go home and hang out with my wife and kid. And that was when Oda was like, maybe I should pick up the pace just a little bit. So I've heard. Don't know how true it is though. But I mean, it does. They would have interacted probably, so it's a believable thing at least. Regardless, I'd rather Oda rush
One Piece out because if this is speed piece, then imagine how fucking long this would have been otherwise. Like, goddamn. It probably would have ended up in a like Hunter x Hunter Berserk. Hunter x Hunter or Berserk situation. Oh yeah. So you know what? One Piece almost finished. We're in the last stretch, but that doesn't, we have at least 2 or 3 years to go. I'm quite confident. I can't imagine it ending. I can't imagine it ending within the next 100 chapters. When One Piece says it's ending soon, that's soon relative to One Piece. The Wano arc, watch an anime, that's fair. Yeah, we're wrapping up the arc after the Wano arc. Yeah. I can't wait. We better go to the place that I think we're going in this next arc. It sure was. Homestuck quote-unquote ended. And then it ended because... Then it really ended because... well, I wasn't gonna say it because spoilers, but yeah. I mean, to be fair, we all knew we were getting there someday. I just didn't want to spoil that we were going there right now. But yeah, Elbaf is finally happening. Fucking finally. No, it's fine. It's not that big a spoiler. It's a spoiler that we're getting there finally, but also if One Piece is ending, then it's like, well, obviously we have to go there before we wrap up. That's like the island that everyone's waiting for. It's finally time. And then once we go to Elbaf, then we can wrap up. Yeah. I am gonna reread One Piece when it ends because I think there's certain things about the story that I'm either gonna like more or less depending on I think where the story goes going forward. And I kind of am curious to go back and like give the whole thing one big go once it's all done. I'm also keeping up with the anime, so like I also get the added benefit of like here's this thing that like happened in the manga like 2 years ago. For a refresher. I don't typically watch anime. I only watch the One Piece anime just because I like One Piece so much. I can't sit down and watch things. I have to read. Look at the basic nature of things, Mr. Wright. This all seems so horribly familiar now. Also, I need to be able to do things. Part of the reading is I need to be able to go at my own speed sometimes. Oh yeah, I saw you were watching Yu Hakusho. That's a good one. I actually prefer the anime to that one. That is a rare case, but that's because I grew up with the anime partly, and I think the anime, specifically the dub, does certain things better than the official translation of the manga. But they're both good, so. There's also certain things that get left out of the anime that I kind of would have liked to see actually get adapted, but that's not up to the dub people. That was up to the people who made the original in Japan. What's this, a wallet? Oh, excuse me, officer. Oh, wait, what are you doing, Mr. Wright? What am I doing? I just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket. How is that scientific? Sounds like theft to me. I've called the duty already at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you the trick to examining evidence in detail, okay? By the way, her eyes are sparkling. By the way, her eyes are sparkling. You can tell she's been waiting for this. Okay, now look at the court record. Okay. Yeah, Yu Hakusho is fun. I like Yu Hakusho a lot. One of the good ones. In some ways, I like it more than Hunter x Hunter. The opposite direction. Yeah, Tagashi is a fun storyteller. You have to be sure to examine evidence carefully on all sides. Oh, we have some like... Okay, because it's 3D now. Yeah, on the DS. Now, let's start examining from every angle. Look. I think there might be a clue here. We should check it out. Press enter. The flea market art. The flea market art was great. Yeah. I feel like that's one of those underrated ones that people don't talk about. It's an ID card. Dr. Bruce Goodman. ID number 5842189. See? Well, is this scientific investigation useful? Yes, though I don't see what science has to do with it. Goodman's ID added to the court record. Let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find. Guess I've got to be on my toes from now on. Here, a phone. Let's see if it works. Hey, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching. I can't hear anything. My ears! No, my ears! Maybe it's due to the barometric pressure. What is she babbling about? Hey, what did you just say? See, you can hear just fine. The phone's broken. This wall is in our way. It's got a faucet of water. Wait, I know. This wall is merely a facade hiding the truth. This is no wall, but a water tank. Let's see how it makes any difference either way. Oil drum looks like it's filled with water. It's heavy. I can't even budge it. Surprised the child even knows what a payphone is. That's fair. This is 2017. And she's a 16-year-old in 2017. So, yes, I agree. The drum over here is on its side. Wait, I know. I'll hide in here and you do a stakeout. I do a stakeout. I think he'll probably just get arrested. In fact, you may not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested. What? I'm not suspicious. You're kind of suspicious. Look, a stylish glass-walled room. Very nice. You can see the whole parking lot from in there. Is that security? Perhaps it's a cafe? Cafe security. I hate to break it to you, but I think this is probably just a security guard office. Pokemon Go has been out for half a year. Oh, fuck. She totally plays Pokemon Go. You know, I scored a 97 on my science test the other day. Yeah, they don't have a test for common sense. Okay, I think that's everything. Time to check this side. Well, no time to waste. Let's go hunting for clues. I wonder what this is. Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. Sure. Like I said before, this here's our claim. You best be moseying along, unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Scary. Did you just tell us one thing? Who owns that car? Well, little Phila's got a good nose on her. You want to know who rides that red Mustang with the body in her saddle there? Please. No problem, partner. About time for fiddles anyway. Get yourself to the saloon up on the 12th floor of the prospector's office. Might just find you a cerveza you like. I don't know what these words. Only listens to Old Town Road. Definitely. Prospector's office. Where does this guy think he is? When, for that matter. I mean, Prospector isn't that far from Prosecutor. Note to self, look up Vidal's Saloon Cerveza. Maybe we should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around here all you like. Just keep your paws off our claim. Right, great. Great. Maybe there's some clues around here, Mr. Wright. Let's check it out. Excuse me? Were you two all set? Us? Hello? A new lady, and she has onigiri on her hat. What's this? She couldn't be. You're selling lunches here? This is a crime scene. Hello. Half and half, was it? Oh, thanks. You, sir? Yes. Some crunchy goodness coming at you. Thanks. Interesting way of doing business. This area's off limits to anyone without clearance, especially passers-by, or are you officers? No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. That's hardly a way to greet someone, even if my days as the cough-up queen are over. Cough-up queen? You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch. Quite connected in this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets. Secrets? Dear me, you are a slow one, aren't you? He has, the little, fucking sausage in the shape of an octopus on her necklace. Yeah. I love this lady's design. It's so fucking dumb and silly. If anything, they should have I feel like they should have added something else to make it even wackier. Referring to the murder, the stabbing of that detective. Oh, you're the witness. The witness clearly saw me committing the crime. You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about? Please, cough up, Queen. Tell us what happened. The name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Oh, before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. Yes, ma'am. Yep, she means it. Phoenix, you sure do have a type. The case. Somehow, I knew. Yesterday was a day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday every weekend is salmon. Destiny? Was yesterday special for someone? You're a defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of inequity. Evil ones? And it's called Miles Edgeworth. So true. Prosecutors, they have no qualms at all about blackening the name of innocence. And yesterday they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutors. What a farce. So she's saying there was some sort of prosecutors convention yesterday. I was almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul. You have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Or is there some kind of scientific evidence of this, evil? Young miss, mock me at your own risk. Kingdom Farce! I know now that Kingdom Farce is light. Mock me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the Cop-Up Queen. Ew. This heinous of all the evil ones, the one they awarded yesterday. It was in his car that they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. Really? Really what? I'm totally confused. One thing's clear, this lunch lady is a thing against prosecutors. So what exactly was it that you witnessed, Miss Starr? It was fascinating, a fascinating spectacle to be sure. I now feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. You see Lana Sky wield that knife so. But what was your nickname? The knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his silvery ties. This world being cruelly cut, still ringing in my ears. Cough up, Queen. Oh. Congratulations. And the rhythmic beat of Lana Sky's knife. All stones do things to you, I see. Wait a second, you know Lana Sky? Of course, it's quite a feat becoming chief prosecutor. How many lunchboxes of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? She always travels light. It's such a Japanese little exchange. Why would this pretty lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name? Could we ask you a bit about yourself, Miss Starr? I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the freshest and best from the Far East. For some reason, the box lunches are a hit here. Why not make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No. Only true connoisseurs can understand. The kind you can only tell someone who has tried General Tso's Trilobite lunch set. Ma'am, I can't eat any of these. I'm diabetic. Never mind, you win. I don't even want to appreciate part of a Trilobite's flavor. I will eat that fish, though. I will. Anyway, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? You have a boyfriend? You're clearly suspicious. Are you cohabitating? See the security room over there? Glass walled booth? I sell my lunches, and since I'm here anyway, I drop in to see him. Since you're here anyway, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance. So to scientifically analyze the data available so far, you, Miss Starr, are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here. Useful analysis. Not. Fucking got him, Phoenix. Did you have a bad experience with the prosecutor, Miss Starr? I sense some hostility. Hostility? Perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they get, the worse they smell. Kind of like 10-day-old clams in the chowder. I wonder if Miss Starr was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past. That'd be a sure cause of food poisoning, scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking, Cop-Up Queen. Thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. About this card. Lunchline vendors only accept cash, no cards, especially not a card belonging to someone else. No, this isn't a credit card, it's an ID card. It belongs to a detective. You're showing this to me, the lunch lady, why? It's like showing a fine honeyed ham to a detective. I always feel like I'm being mocked. Defense attorney must be able to fight. How about you? Do you think you can win? How about tackling Lunchland's Pickle Supreme lunchbox? Wow, it's really crunchy. Box of pickles. It's kind of a sad lunch if you ask me. Oh, I can't switch back and forth. Wait a minute. Wait a gosh dang second. I add it to retelling events to her. Where do lunchboxes sound nasty? They certainly do. Is this the room? Does this wrong room belong to who I think it does? Thanks, you idiot. And then she says exactly what happened. I don't think it would. I don't think that one had fish in it. That would be funny. This is the kind of room that just screams I can do the job. Quite a change from your office, really. Thanks. Look, there's a trophy or something here. Trophy? What, that shield? Takes a real nerd to display something like this. Whoever's office this is, they must be a real stuck-up jerk. Phoenix, Wright. You never tire of prying into other people's business, do you? That voice. Long time no see, Edgeworth. Huh? Ah, Mr. Edgeworth. You know him from somewhere? Of course! I'm his biggest fan! My sister introduced us once and... Right, her sister is the chief prosecutor after all. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you, I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk. No, did I? No, I was just, Mr. Wright here, he, Hey, don't blame me. Oh, we're just here to investigate a murder case. Murder? A body was found in this nasty bright red sports car in the parking lot. That would be... my car. What of it? Long time no see, Phoenix. I was busy with my investigations. What? Your car? Say one thing, she certainly can't scream. Takes away all the secret pictures of Phoenix. Not Investigations 2, that'd be silly. Imagine Investigations 2 getting ported to the West. That'd be crazy. Please port both. Just release a Switch port or something that has both of them. I just want to see. I mean, fucking another code. Was that it? Two Memories got ported, and then it comes with the version, the sequel that never got ported over here. So I mean, there's hope. Who the fuck played it? Who the fuck played that game? So the body was found in your car? Go ahead, say it right. You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less. No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Wait, no, she didn't do that. I mean... Wait. So you're the chief prosecutor's little sister, then? I mean, I would have also, too. I didn't really pick my games during the DS era. That was still when my parents bought me games. I also didn't really know or care about like more visual novel and like point and click type games at the time. I didn't really consider the idea of me liking that type of game until I was like in my 20s. And I've still only played a couple up to this point. Exactly, now I just sail the high seas. Except, well, there might be a. Honestly, it's an Ace Attorney game. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an English patch. Now that I think about it, I'll look into that sometime. I've seen much more obscure games get English patches, so. Namco X Capcom. Yes, sir. Sky, it's nice to meet you again. I didn't sound forced at all. He's on the translation team. He's on the translation team for this series. Does your uncle work at Nintendo? I remember, you've really grown. I'll admit, it was a surprise for me too. I think that my own car would become the scene of the murder. Ah, I see. More surprising still, I'm being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand. Wait, what did you say? Lana Sky is the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. You, Mr. Edgeworth? Cool. To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumors. You've heard the rumors about me, haven't you? Miles Edgeworth. But I remember a time when there weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. However, there are some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy! Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. Fact of life, impossible to stop. But some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny. Toys, that bronze shield? There's gotta... is it bronze? It's green. If anything, I would think it was copper. There's gotta be a story behind that one. Chief Prosecutor Sky, yes, we first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case. Right, I remember. 2 years ago, I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Ever since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken. Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you. Then why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon? To be specific, it was the knife I keep in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. Why would you have a knife in the toolbox? Bronze. Oh, does it? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Edgeworth? What? Are you sure you didn't do it? Come on, can you take a joke? You have a strange sense of humor, Mr. Wright. Wow, this jacket is even lacier than his usual ones. This must be his lucky trial jacket. Jacket, right. I've never seen him wear it. There's a story behind why it's in a frame. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture. Getting way too excited about this. I don't like that phrase she said, and just because of how it can be taken out of context. I've been wondering, what the heck is this? It has a big K on it. Prosecutors, huh? What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy. King of Prosecutors? Great honor, they send that shield to the best prosecutor each year. What, so? So that K, that's... K stands for King? Yeah, you got a problem with that? I didn't design the thing. King of Prosecutors, kind of like Employee of the Month, only better. I can't believe that's going in the fucking court record. My. Aren't you a child? What an amazing bouquet, just right for Mr. Edgeworth. No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead. Wendy. Wendy, I've heard that name somewhere before. I beside it, a giant steel samurai. Is it bugged? Maybe? We didn't notice a bug on it. But hey, maybe. Well, I want one, huh? There's something written on the bottom of his foot. You're a rock in a hard place. Wendy. Wendy. Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiance? Oh. I don't think so. I forgot that her name was Wendy. Work desk. It's quite tidy as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so well I can see my own reflection. strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? Maybe I'll take that name plaque as a souvenir. Don't. He'll sue you. Not Old Bag. I hope Old Bag doesn't come back into this case. Ooh, cute. What a pretty tea set. I go more for the instant tea bags myself. Amazing. The drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves, all sorted by place of origin and flavor. Holy fuck, Edgeworth. In like the 70s, the president accepted a handmade plaque as a gift from some USSR school children, and years later, when he dropped and broke, they found a bug in it when they opened it up to fix it. Holy shit. That's crazy. I've never heard of that before. Is that what caused World War II? No, leave me alone. Image of Gumshoe flashes in my mind. Ah! Look at this royal blend. What an exquisitely splendid concoction. This thing is taking a hobby too far. Time is very prominently displayed, like right behind the president's chair. That's crazy. I feel like I can imagine the president would have had like gone into like a cold sweat the second that he noticed it. Hey, a chessboard. I'm not too up on my chess. I'm very okay at chess. I feel like I could easily outplay someone who doesn't play regularly. But if I go in, but if I play anyone who's like at all familiar with chess or plays on any regularity whatsoever, even if they're not that good, they just play as a hobby, I would get absolutely fucking killed. They put bugs in it. My plaque. It's like Boogie. Oogie Boogie. You have a secret castling tech? Well, if you ever play chess against me, I guess you can use it to absolutely humiliate me. I'm up on my chest, but it looks like blue's in a bit of a tight spot. The Red Kings have surrounded the blue pawn. His horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges surrounding a pawn with spiky hair. Nah, it's nothing. Castling? I mean, if there's nothing between... As far as I understand it, if there's nothing between your king and rook, you can swap, you can move them over. And they sort of like move. There's also a rule that says, you know how the pawn can move forward 2 spaces at the start? You can capture a pawn by taking the space it skips if it's moved forward 2 spaces. There's a term for it. But so like you don't have to capture the pawn on the space it moved to. You can capture the space that it skipped over by using that like special pawn rule that it can move 2 spaces. Chess is whack. Castling and that thing I just mentioned feel like weird house rules that just became so commonly used that they got merged into chess. Because everything else about chess makes so much sense and is so like well set up, and those 2 things specifically are so weird and make no sense to me. Yeah. Though it is interesting that aside from the small things like that, it is interesting how simple chess is and how much it sort of has like been set in place for so long. I think chess and checkers and stuff like that are a testament to how like you can make a game with really simple rules and it can be really fun, and there can be a lot of more strategy than like originally it might seem on when you first look at it. I've thought about getting into chess just so I can be somebody who's really good at chess. Just so I can be like, yes, I can destroy you at chess. But I've never actually like gotten around to it. If there's anything, I'm pretty good at Sudoku, I would argue. I did Sudoku every day for like a year. Puerto Rican dominoes. I have played dominoes like 5 times in my life. I'm actually decent at spades. If there's any card game I would have to pick, it would be spades. My dad usually wins though when we play spades with the family. Sudoku is not a competitive game. I was just saying that like it is a thing. It is a thing that I am pretty good at, and I think that I'm better than the average person at Sudoku. I just thought it just came to mind because I mentioned how I wanted to get into chess, and I played chess every day for like 2 weeks, And then I downloaded Sudoku app, and then I ended up liking Sudoku more. And Clubhouse 51, yeah, something like that. I will consider getting at some point some like board game and playing through them. I am actually really bad at checkers, even though I feel like I should be decent at it since I'm decent at chess, but it's different enough that like I don't know, I feel like I get wrecked at checkers like literally every time I play it. It's like it's so simple but so weird to me, I guess, for some reason. Like having to trying to set up like chains of like skips and stuff. I don't know. Also, if I did a board game stream, I would want to do like... Actually, I thought about doing a Monopoly stream, like getting like one of those like PS1 Monopoly and having people on, and I would just make their moves for them and stuff. But yeah. Maybe I'll do that someday. I definitely have to get... I also kind of want to do like a full... Someday try to get a full playthrough of Mario Party 2. That would be fun, I think. If I can ever do that. Or one of the Mario Parties. Like get somebody to do every board with me. But it's hard to get like those kind of collabs where you do the same game over and over. Although me and V wanna try to finish Dokapon. And like do like multiple streams of it until we finish it. But we'll see how that goes. Well, are these all case files? They're stacked up to the ceiling. That's even a ladder. Odd, I thought Edgeworth wasn't good with heights. Is he not? I don't remember ever mentioning that. Dokapon campaign, yeah. Dokapon's long as fuck. You cannot beat it. And we're not going to be able to beat it in like a 2.5 hour stream. That's for sure. It's gonna have to be like a full series. You must have something. Someone get them for him. Must do these case reports so closely. He's so cool. Dokapon has a story mode. Yeah, but I don't know if I'm not gonna do the story mode. D&D game set up like a board game would go. I don't know. Probably pretty well. I don't think that would be that hard to do. The annoying part would be that the DM would have to like set up a bunch of stuff before the game even started, and I feel like for me, a lot of the fun of D&D is like the improv and the things that you don't plan ahead of time, but then end up becoming like things anyway. So I don't think I would want to be the one to run that. I wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on the ladder. Okay, I'm gonna stop here for hold on, let me do this first. Well, what a view! It must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor. I guess you would feel important. So just Nick's ladders. Incidentally, were you to jump out this window the time until impact on the ground would be... Got it! Approximately 3.23 seconds. That's handy to know. Anyway, I'm gonna stop here for the night. And we'll finish the case. We'll finish the case and this game tomorrow. Yeah, that actually is a good point. It kind of is just that, pretty much. I mean, you could set up like a big you do something similar to that, where it's a procedurally generated dungeon of sorts. And they have to go through it, I guess. But when Nightwing said that, I was imagining it being more like landing on spaces. You roll to move, and landing on spaces have specific effects. More akin to like, honestly, more akin to Mario Party. If I was gonna do it, it would be like something like that. Mario Party, but with D&D rules. Mini games and everything. Anyway. Yeah. Cool. Outdrink the bard. Make a Constitution saving throw to see how drunk you get. There aren't many Mario Party clones. I mean, I also want to play Fortune Street at some point, just to see. Though I don't think I'm gonna like it that as much as I do like stuff like Mario Party, but it might be a fun one-off. I do have a separate list for one-off type games. Yeah, there's a ton of Fortune Street games, but we only got, as far as I know, we only got the one for the Wii. Anyway, yep. All right, so we're gonna finish this game tomorrow. I hope. Tuesday, Chow Tuesday. Wednesday, collab with V, Dokapon. I think I could be wrong. I feel like I remember seeing a Dragon Quest one or a Dragon Quest character in one of the games, but I could be remembering wrong. Thursday we're gonna start Radiant Historia, and yeah, cool. It's the Slimes, yeah. There's a Mario one. Oh, you said that one. Sorry. I think the one we got is the one that has the Mario characters in it. I could be remembering wrong. Could be wrong though. Yeah. Radiant Historia. So anyway, we're gonna read Tej. They're playing Witcher 3. Here's all the VTuber things. Yeah, cool. And oops, that's wrong. Here's the raid message. If you want to join and not sub, you can buy the thing for 80 points, because that's the cheapest I can make it. Yeah, thanks for coming out. Have a good day, good night, whatever it is for you. And I will see you all in the next stream. Mwah.